That counts, right?
Alright, and it looks like we're starting, allowing for a bit of stream delay. Okay, so let's see this bingo board.
What is in this board?
I'm not seeing
Where
a lot of early objectives, like City Blue Heart, which is usually bait. You usually don't go for that first pass. All berries and crossing, same. Old side, B side?
Yeah, and free blue? Just resort blue? Like...
Chasm Dashless is also early, but it's also something you usually don't do first pass because it loses a bunch of time.
Yeah, I'm looking at this board and I don't see not very many progress objectives. Like, there's all berries unraveling, I guess? That...
So, okay, looking at this, 3A is kind of decent. Like
So
Resort Blue, Diary and Elevator Shaft, all berries and shaft, Grabless Sweet.
although Grabbler's Sweet might be hard if you're not experienced with it, so...
Yeah. But like that, I guess that's something you can rush. It also works with 3 blue hearts.
Yeah, it's 4
Do
objectives.
you even side skip on this board? Because I'm just looking and it feels like every objective is kind of long, so you just want to get whatever you can quickly.
Well, there is literally nothing in 4A, so if you skite skip, you have to play all of 4A for nothing, essentially, if you want to do anything past that. This is a hard one.
Okay, we do see Peels picking up the first Wingberry in the city, and Tanuki the same. Obviously setting up for 6 Winged later. Neither of them is getting any other berries, which you might expect to see for 10 berries in 4 chapters, I think is somewhere on the board. Okay, Peels is going for City
Peels
Blue
is...
Heart,
Yeah.
Which, like I said, it's usually bait, but here...
Yeah, I
as
don't
was
hate
saying,
this.
It feels like everything on the board takes
Oh,
a long time.
Sneaky's also going for it, so it's going to be a
Just get
race.
this now. Also, with 3 blue hearts, this actually has synergy further down the line. Side skip and then play 4B for binos. Maybe, if you're good at 4B. I'm not sure that Peels is going to be that confident in his 4B.
Yeah, I guess 6 binos and B-sides, 8 binos, and 3 blue, 3 red is a potential synergy, but at that point, just play 3A and get the 4 objectives in 3A.
Well, the idea was like, you side skip to get all the 3A objectives,
sure.
and then play 4B. And I absolutely agree. If we were looking at someone like Crab or Nikki playing this board, then I might expect to see that. But less so in the beginner binge.
Indeed.
I wasn't paying attention. Did Tanuki finish getting the blue heart, or did he bail out on it after getting locked out?
I don't actually know. Presumably they would have gotten the berry for progress to All Berries Crossing, since that's a very slow berry to go back for, but not sure if they got the heart. Okay, chat confirming they got the heart.
Okay. That's good because, like I said, it also works towards 3 blue hearts. Looks like Peels is also just rushing crossing berries, except
getting the late ones, I think, because
yeah,
he only has 8 right now, and there are 9 berries in crossing, and is gonna do Chasm Dashless. If you're confident with this, this is reasonable because it's not
Yeah.
that much time loss if you know how to do it. The problem is
Yeah,
if you don't know how to do it, it's a lot of time loss.
I beg you to learn the pixel setup in this room.
Why learn it when you can just, do that?
I mean, when you can do that consistently first try, sure.
Okay, Tanuki is not going for 2B, instead getting berries and continuing with 2A. I think that's a reasonable decision. 2B, isn't bad here, because it gives you an objective, it gives you binos, it gives you a red heart and progress to binos and B-sides. But 2A is faster, gives you access to one winged berry, and you can get 10 berries in it for 10 and 4. So we'll see if Piles decides to go 2B.
Yeah. Okay. Chasm 5, Moment of Truth.
Yeah, you get it eventually. There's 2 pixels or something.
It looks like he's possibly aiming for the right pixel, or at least he has an idea of roughly where it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the pixel, but I know roughly where it is, so I can usually get it within about 30 seconds if I try. He is losing quite a lot of progress with Tanuki already almost done with the last actual room of intervention. With the rest of quote-unquote intervention to play.
Okay, he got it. I do think that Peel's actually kind of...
No!
Oh no! No!
Not like this!
I think Peels has actually been losing time to trying to go faster, because he's trying to just get to the pixel and then jump instantly, rather than taking a moment to make sure he's lined up.
Yeah, but now Tanuki is almost an entire 2A ahead, which is not the place you want to be as Piles. Tanuki doing a nice RTM at the end of sight to save some crucial seconds. I guess less crucial with Piles being stuck in the end of Chasm Dashless, but...
Yeah, and Tanuki does go into 3A, which, as we said, is probably a good choice. The weird thing is, I still feel like... I mean, it depends how long it takes Peels to finish doing this room.
Okay, he got it again. Can you get that? Oh, I didn't know you could save that. Nice. Yeah, Piles getting Chasm Dashes after, I think, 6 minutes was the in-game time, so only 4 minutes of time loss. Comebackable, surely.
Yeah, well, the weird thing is, it kind of is, I think.
Yeah,
because everything on this board is slow.
Yeah, and also Piles will probably know to skip 3A because Tanuki will have ticked the 3A objectives well before Piles would be entering 3A. Is the thing. Tanuki, no, Piles getting berries in 2A. I think this is reasonably smart.
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily need to get that berry specifically, but getting some berries for 10 and 4. How early are you allowed to take heart objectives? I believe it's when you see the text for the name of the heart.
Something like that. Tanuki, Piles opting to delay Chasm Dashless, which, well, I mean, by the fact that you haven't been locked out of it, and you've been spending the last 4 minutes going for it, you know that Tanuki is probably not doing
Piels is going for 2B.
Yeah.
I definitely like this. This is weird because what Peels is kind of doing is something which we usually say is a beginner mistake, where you just kind of see what objective can I get, go for it immediately. But on this board specifically, that kind of works because there's not some, like, other than there being 4 objectives in 3A, which Peels is behind 2 anyway, there's not like some big synergy that you're missing out on by losing time just doing things first pass.
As Tanuki ticks the blue heart, as Tanuki, you just can't delay here. You like, for all you know, Piles is right behind you, so I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. From Tanuki's perspective, he barely got locked out of Second City Blue Heart, and so for all he knows, Peels has done exactly what he has done in the meantime. And yeah, it is important to bear in mind that there's some delay between the bingo board being updated and us actually seeing what the players are doing on stream. As I think we saw there with the Resort Blue as well, Tanuki, we saw the tick on the board before Tanuki even entered the heart room.
Stream delay sure is a thing. So, like, how strong is late game? There's what? All berries.
B-side, Grabless Rock Bottom, Blue Red and Reflection.
All berries 1500 meters? Not particularly appealing objectives.
Yeah. Four objectives, and none of them are ones that I really expect beginners to be confident in, and also not ones you want to rush, yeah.
I was remembering the binos in 2B, love to see it. Seen the casual strat for this room in a while, but whatever works. Nuki just finishing up. No, just starting, in fact, all berries in Shaft, which is one of the 4 progress objectives in 2A, or 3A.
Peels is having a 2B hard room moment.
Genuinely, I think this is the hardest room of the of the level, the heart room. It's just that you don't die if you fail at the end of it, which is very nice.
I mean, it's not that bad once you get used to the speedrun strat. Casual strats are awful, and Peels does skip 3A, which obviously is correct at this point, because he's just going to get locked out of everything. And it's worth noting that 3 blue hearts is still on the board. Tanuki could obviously have sniped that if he had gone back to 2A after getting the 3A heart, but he didn't, which also makes sense because he doesn't know that Peels isn't just right behind him.
Yeah.
But this does mean that Peels can get 3 blue in Ridge here.
Yeah. Also, Peels is able to delay old side, B side, and still Chasm dashless because, for all he knows, Tanuki is just in 3A ticking things. So I imagine those will get ticked pretty soon. And yeah, as soon as I say that, they get ticked.
Well, he ticked Chasm dashless. He hasn't ticked old side, B side still.
Well, the thing with old side B side is that you know Tanuki is in 3A and presumably has played all of 2A to get to 3A. And so would have to be going back to side B side, so he might be able to delay that for a pretty long time.
Oh yeah, he can definitely delay it. He definitely could have delayed Chasm dashless longer as well. But
I was getting the binder, but not going for 4B, which is a reasonable delay. 4B is not bad.
4B is good here if you are confident in your 4B, and I don't think Peels is confident in his 4B.
Nuki RTMs.
I think he forgot to turn on Grabless.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So is Piles gonna go for the heart here? Because Piles can snipe 3 blue And appears
Yeah,
to be doing
I think,
so.
yeah, like that's definitely the play here. So I guess, so the other thing is, yeah, Peels has said is 4B is not good. And also, actually, the other reason why potentially, even if you're confident in your 4B, you might want to still go for 4A instead is because you can then be confident that you're ahead into Temple for 2 keys and 5B, Unraveling Berry.
Well, the issue is that he's not going to be ahead to Temple because he's spent 4
Okay,
minutes in 1A.
you're less far behind then.
Yeah, so point taken. I assume Piles is going to quit out after unlocking Old Trail to get free blue. That's exactly what he
Yep.
does.
And I guess what we'll have to see is where Tanuki goes after finishing 3A, because what he should do with the knowledge that we have is definitely skip Ridge and be ahead into Temple, but he doesn't know for sure that he's ahead, so he might do what you would more often do in this situation, which is play Ridge and then skip Temple to get into late game, except late game is not very good.
Yeah, so there's just no reason to be in late game ever at this point in the game. Tanuki having a little bit of trouble with the last room grabless, with the last room already being hard enough when you can grab, so perfectly understandable.
Okay, it looks like he's he's gonna get it this time.
And yep, is a pretty significant margin ahead into Temple should he choose to skip Ridge, which he does, given that there is literally nothing in Ridge. Yeah, so about, what, cliff face ahead? Slightly more than that, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Tanuki's got the bug where
Oh no.
this is a bug with a mod. Do we want to have a pause for
Yeah, it
this?
was. Um, is Piles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've heard that this bug is a thing. I don't know anything about the bug, do you?
I know it has to do with having a different mod installed, Isa Grab Bag, I think, where sometimes if you end a chapter with Grabless still enabled with Bingo UI, then when you enter the next chapter, you're in mirror mode.
Oh. Well, it is called the Mirror Temple. To be fair. And yeah, this is very much mirrored. Generally, if you can, it's better to have as few mods as you can enabled while you're playing because it makes the game lag less, I guess, and it means things like this are less likely to happen, although they can still happen. Even if you have only Bingo UI on, there's probably a few bugs lurking around somewhere, I guess.
Okay, so it looks like the players are ready to start again now.
And we are off again.
Yeah, so the thing here about Tanuki being ahead into Temple is that both 5A and 5B have objectives. 5B has 2 keys in 5B, and obviously it's progress to 3 blue, 3 red hearts, and 6 bonus and B sides. Whereas 5A has Unraveling Berry and 1 key in Search. So, assuming that Peels just goes for the side of the chapter that Tanuki doesn't, it's not as bad him being behind here.
Although, Piles probably wants to go 5B, given that he has already done 2B, and there is some B-side synergy here. Hi Reed, it's been a pretty interesting start to the game. Piles spent about 4 minutes in 1A trying to do Chasm Dashless, but Tanuki spent a while trying to do Grabless Sweep, and so we've ended up closer than it could have been. I'll just say that much. With this really whack board with no one thing you want to go for. It's worth noting that crossing berries are still on the board. That's something you can consider
Peels
going back
has
for.
most of them. I think he actually only skipped the first 2 before the heart because he was rushing City Blue Heart. So yeah, I think we may have been having a problem with the listener there, because Peels has ticked old side B side now,
Oh yeah.
but it wasn't
Okay,
showing on the stream.
refreshed the board. I had to refresh the board as well, so yeah, it makes sense. Tanuki has not ticked anything in a couple
Tanuki
minutes.
has now ticked Grab the Sweet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the board on stream should now be accurate.
So
Yeah, it looks
Tanuki
like
appears to be going for
Tanuki's going
5A. So we'll see if Piles decides to go 5A or whether he decides to go 5B instead.
Yeah, I mean, with Peels already having old side B side, he obviously is kind of ahead towards 3 blue, 3 red, and 6 minors and B sides as well. So 5B would make sense for him, even without knowledge of where Tanuki is.
Indeed. Tanuki also has access to 6 winged with 2 in 1A and 3A and 1 in 2A and 5A, but that's a slower objective to go back for.
Yeah, and if he's thinking it through, then he can know that Peels doesn't have that access because 2B does not have a winged berry in it, and Peels skipped 3A.
Well, you can't know that Peel skipped 3A as the thing, as Tanuki.
Yeah, fair, that's true. Just looking at Peel's ticks, that could have been just behind in 3A.
Yep, which would make sense if you played 2B, right? So, yeah. Piles, I think, close to
Peel's going
8
for
rhinos.
Yeah, that was his 7th, so he'll get 8 in 5B.
And Tanuki RTMing after getting the Unraveling Berry into 5B. And suddenly we have our 5B race? Okay. I'm down. Yeah, I assume both players probably going to go for 2 keys, but the second key is one that can be pretty tricky if you're not comfortable with it. I know I have a lot of trouble with it sometimes because why would you be getting the second key when you can just get 1 key? It is a bingo objective. Tanuki dying at the end of that long room, setting them all the way back.
Yes. So I think Tanuki has the better any percent, so you would possibly expect him to be better at 5B, but Peels has played more bingo, so he's probably going to be more practiced at getting the keys, and with Tanuki taking a couple of deaths, Peels is now ahead.
But we're both in the second key room, and the second key room is complete garbage. Piles looks to have it though at the end. And yeah, does the objective?
Peels is delaying.
Oh no, Peels.
Oh no,
That-
he has ticked it. But
Okay.
again, it's not showing on stream. But I can see it in the bingo sync room that he's ticked
I
it.
can't. Okay, I have to refresh the bingo sync room then. Okay, it is actually ticked, but this is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually looking at the board in the bingo sync room. I'm just looking at the ticks in the chat.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'll actually see them on the board if I reveal it.
So Tanuki, on getting locked out of 5 keys, immediately quits out to 5A. I don't hate that, because you have Unraveling unlocked. Is 5A from Unraveling faster than 5B?
Tanuki
I'll-
quits out and goes back to Central Chamber and is mirrored again?
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
I mean, it's not losing him a lot of time since he's figured out how to reset it now with extended variants, but I'm not sure why it's happening repeatedly.
Gets pause drop first try, love to see it.
And now they're in the same room again.
Oh, yeah. This is a pretty long run that has some pretty punishing deaths, and yeah, Tanuki, just like that, has taken the lead.
Yeah, Peels clearly had some issues. I assume he must have failed Bob's drop and then just decided to use the keys since he had both of them. But it's obviously been a while since he actually used those keys, and so he forgot
How to
that
use
he had
the
to use
keys?
both of them. Yeah, like he took the bubble off there and then realized that the door is shut.
And Pile's ticking 8 binos, which is, yeah. That doesn't really give away any information, so no reason to not tick it. I guess it tells them that you went 4A, probably.
Yeah, if Tanuki takes the time to count binoculars, but that's obviously, that can be difficult to figure out while you're playing the game at the same time.
And also, knowing that someone has played 4A doesn't mean anything in this board, because there's nothing in 4A, so...
Yeah, and I guess it means that you know they probably don't have Pico access. That's like the only thing that really matters.
So both players are finishing out 5B. Well, we'll see if Piles quits out into the mirror, but what is there to gain from finishing 5B?
Yeah, not a lot. Honestly, I
Interesting.
agree with Reed. I think that Peels definitely should have quit out after entering through the mirror to go back to crossing.
Yeah, so at this stage of the game, most of the, like, progress objectives, like Unraveling Berry, 2 keys, and 5B, have been ticked, and so I'm looking at what quick objectives, relatively quick objectives, can I go back for? And here I see Crossing Berries and 6-Winged here.
Yeah, because, of course, like, you have to realize completing 5B is not actually an objective. All it gets you is access to Reflection and Summit, which do have objectives in them, but those objectives are all very long, and there's other stuff you could do that's faster, and come back to finish 5B later.
Oh, there is 20 berries in 7A to have
Oh, yeah,
some
that as
berry
well.
synergy, if you want to play 7A.
Yeah, and I think finishing 5B makes more sense for Tanuki, because he could then start working towards 20 berries in 7A and 1500 meter berries, and also get 6-winged in Summit, rather than going back to other winged berries. Peels
Maybe.
obviously has less winged berries, and he already got a lot of the crossing berries first pass, so I think it would make more sense for him to go back and get the rest of them.
Yeah, we'll see if Tanuki goes into Summit. Currently thinking? Goes into Depths. Yeah, this looks like the 6-winged. Which, well, I mean, crossing berries is the faster objective, but going for 6-winged is fine too. Like, they're both quick objectives, which, well, if you do an objective, you get an objective.
I mean,
right?
6-winged is probably faster for Tanuki at this point, actually, because he didn't get a bunch of them first pass like Peels did.
Oh yeah, is that Tanuki's 3rd-winged? Wait, did Tanuki not get the
4th.
3A-winged first pass? Okay, 4th, good. Pyle's having a little bit of a rough 5B, which is unfortunate. This room is clearly impossible. And yep, Tanuki going back into Chasm to get the 6th-winged. Wait, yeah, that is where the 6th-winged is. It's just gonna do it with mirrored, because it's not worth the time save to turn off mirrored mode for just the winged. I respect it. Yeah. Tanuki has a bug where as soon as they RTM, they go into mirrored mode.
Yeah, which, I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced it myself, or I think maybe it happened once, but my knowledge of it was, I thought that it should have been fixed, like you just fix it once and then it's fixed. I don't know why it keeps happening to him every time.
Anyway, Tanuki into Summit, we'll see if they get berries, and they do indeed look like they are getting berries.
Okay, as Tanuki, I would not get this berry specifically. As me, I would probably get this berry, but as Tanuki, I would not.
Is that berry
This is-
slow?
It's slow if you don't do the demo.
What
and
demo?
like there's a demo where you just go back through the spinners immediately after getting the berry, pretty much.
I see.
But since 1500 meter berries is on the board, you want to go that far anyway, so you can afford to skip some of the slower early berries.
Right, if you want to synergize it with 20 berries. Pyos is going into 3A. The only reason to be in 3A is for 10 and 4 berries and for Orb and Pico. Now that Winged is ticked off, there's no Winged incentive. To be fair, as Pyles, what else are you going to be doing? I guess you could be in a B-side trying to cash in on the B-side synergy.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, we have to... Oh no, Tanuki dying with that berry. So honestly, I think... So this is once again a beginner execution that has to be taken into account. At a higher level, I would say go into Reflection, because there are 2 binoculars in the first checkpoint of 6B.
Yeah.
And the red reflection is on the board.
And grab this rock
bottom.
If you want to do that in 6B, but that's not
but
something.
But if beginners do not want to play 6B, then that is entirely understandable.
So I guess 7-6. I guess it's a bit early to be looking at win conditions. You need quite a few more objectives. It's a pretty even match, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, so we assume that Peels gets the 2 B-side related objectives, or the 2 general B-side related
Yeah, so
objectives,
3 blue, 3
binos
red,
and 3
and
blue, 3
yeah,
red.
binos.
So that gets him to 9. Here, he's obviously
Going
angling
for all the
for
Pico,
Pico
right?
8. And
Ah,
since Tanuki is not quitting out of Summit, he's going to get it.
so that puts him at 10. 10 and
Yeah.
4 gets you to 11, and then I guess there's quite a lot of miscellaneous. Like, there's just 2 keys in Power Source,
Okay,
which has no synergy with anything. Just sitting
he's
there on the board.
playing a huge mess.
Piles?
I-
I guess for the 3B cassette has a Bino in it, and there's a B
Yeah,
side, but just play 1B.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you need to play Mess to get 10 and 4 if you didn't get all the start berries. But Piles does not appear to be
I
going for
mean,
berries.
yeah, if you were
Yeah.
going for just 10 and 4 and you went into Towels first, I would understand it. Towels berries are good, chest berries are bad. And he didn't get them.
Yeah, it's possible Piles might not have realized that Tanuki took everything else in 3A. Like, might have remembered at the start of the game, oh, 3A is strong, I should go back to 3A if I so desire.
Tanuki thinking and then quitting out of Summit.
I think after
Okay,
unlocking
Peels is getting
100,000 meters?
Has Peels not noticed the 6-winged is ticked?
Yeah. It was ticked like a while ago though. Like while Piles was getting crossing berries, I think, around that time frame though. Who knows?
Okay, looks like Tanuki is going for 10 and
10 and
4.
4, yeah.
I'm guessing he got 10 berries in Summit before quitting out.
If
And
you
it looked like
got
he was going for. Oh, actually, no, he quit out at 1k and he died with the last berry of 0 meters. But if he got the rest, then he has 9.
yeah, and 9 berries is not 10 berries unfortunately, but
Yeah, but it makes sense, I guess, if he gets his 10 in 3 other chapters and then just goes back to Summit, so then he can get his 10th berry there and keep going for 20.
yeah. So Piles not. Where does Piles have other berries? Piles surely has 10 in crossing, right? Was getting berries at the
Yeah,
start in sight.
yeah. Peels definitely has 10 in 1A. He will not have 10 in 2A. I think he got like 1 or 2 berries, but then he got the cassette and played 2B.
Oh yeah, he played 2B, so does not have 10 and 2A.
And yeah, I think like he got maybe a couple of fast berries in 4A.
Presumably just
Okay.
the last 3 of like what's the last checkpoint? Cliff Face, yeah, because those are really fast. Well, we'll see if Piles plays on after unlocking Shaft. Does Piles realize at this point? No, Piles is going to play Shaft.
Yeah, I mean, if there was actually an objective for playing 3B, I would understand it more. Otherwise, like you can say, say this berry is faster than some of the other berries in the chapter, but that's compared to if you're just playing the chapter any percent. Compared to getting earlier berries, it's slower because you have to play the rest of the chapter to get to it.
I would like to divert your attention to chat, where Tio has claimed that 3B fans do not exist. I am very much in agreement with this statement. 3B is a level of all time.
Okay, Tanuki. Oh yeah, 10 and 4. That's why he's back in 3A start. probably makes sense as a place to get berries.
And Pyle's now going to Chasm to presumably get the cassette? And the thing next to the cassette?
Okay, I guess, actually, thinking about it, I sort of understand how Peel's play makes sense. And it makes sense because he specifically does not want to play 4B, 6B, or 7B. Because at the moment he has 3 binos in B sides. There are 2 in 1B, and he can get 1 in 3B without actually playing the level.
Yeah.
So it's not an efficient way of getting 6 binos in B-sides if you are good at B-sides in general, but if you're specifically trying to avoid the B-sides that you don't like, then it makes kind of sense.
I mean, it's like not unlikely that we will see 6B or 7B played because this is a close match and there's a lot of objectives that require that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, also actually, even if you are not confident in 6B, if you just need 1 more binocular, the first binocular in 6B is really easy to get to. The second one is after a bad room.
But also, these players might not know where the binos in 6B and 7B are, which, you know, that's probably not the first thing you learn as a beginner, right? So.
Yeah, fair.
And 6B and 7B are very scary. Tanuki indeed counting to 10, you love to see it. And going into Summit for 1 berry, presumably. Jimmy, the 7B binos are in 500 meters and they're both on the way. Like, you can't really miss them. So they're pretty fast to go for if you want to be in 7B for some reason. Yep, 7B is 2 binos.
All B-sides... 5 of the B-sides have 2 binos. 8B has none. 4B has 4. 5B only has 1. Okay, Tanuki has marked 10 berries in 4 chapters. Peels, obviously, when he finishes 1B here, will have 3 blue, 3 red.
And will presumably get 6 binos in B-sides shortly after getting 3 blue, 3 red.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of even because we assume 7 berries, not 7 berries in 20A, 20 berries in 7A and 1500 meters berries go red, and that makes it 9-9.
Yeah, that also technically gives Tanuki an advantage to 7B because the cassette is in 1500 meters.
Right, yeah.
But at a beginner skill level, that advantage doesn't necessarily matter.
Okay. And Pyle's going to tick them at the same time. Farewell to Event Horizon has a lot more than 12, I thought. Binos. Not that it matters for bingo, but...
Yeah, and 7A has 8 binos.
Okay, Piles goes into Summit. This could be potentially bad for Piles if Tanuki goes back there to go for 20 berries and 1500 meters, but currently Tanuki is going for search keys, so we'll see if Tanuki gets the search key quickly enough.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like this makes a certain amount of sense from Tanuki because search keys is just kind of an objective on its own, that either player could get, and
Yeah.
Same with power source keys. Like, you often want to look at those objectives which don't really tie to either player's synergy, and those can often be the objectives that decide the game, because the players have different routes which get them different synergies, and that divides up a lot of the board, and you just have to get enough of what's left to reach 13.
Also worth noting that Piles has indeed just delayed the B-side objectives, presumably making a read that Tanuki is not played B-sides, which is a correct read. Not sure you can actually know that, but... Like, the delay is good because Tanuki doesn't have the objective, but I don't know that you can know that Tanuki doesn't have the objective if what I said made any sense at all. Okay, 3 blue, 3 red gets ticked, but not 6 binos and B-sides. Does Piles know that he has 6 binos and B-sides? He got both ones in 2B, both ones in 1B, 5B, and 3B. So Piles can just tick that objective. Tanuki, meanwhile, is thinking and is going to head into Summit, so is potentially going to lock Piles out of these berry objectives.
I guess it's also worth noting that there's also 75 berries on the board, and that's not... Tanuki is not so advantaged to that he can necessarily afford to just leave it.
But
So
you
I
see,
think he
Tanuki
has-
has 46 and Piles
Peels
has
has-
46, something like that.
I think I saw 39 for Peels.
Wait,
So, I mean, we'll see when he gets this berry, but I think it's easy as Tanuki to think that you're
oh yeah, it's
advantaged.
3, not
Okay,
a 2.
38.
Okay, so it's close.
Yeah, so it's easy to think as Tanuki, oh, I'm clearly advantaged to this objective, so I can ignore it for a while and do other things, and then find out that you weren't as far ahead as you thought, and get the objective sniped from under you.
Alright, 6 binos and B-sides finally get ticked. It's worth noting that Orb Pico is now looking like a pretty decent objective. Like, once 20 berries in 7A and 1500 meter berries get ticked, that's by far the shortest objective left on the board.
Yeah, I mean, really at this point, it's a case of buckle in for a long end game here.
Yeah, it's like,
With
there's,
the
what?
6B, 7B. Someone will finish off 75 berries. Jimmy Orb is, yeah, probably like 130 including mess movement if you are good at both mess movement and Pico. If you're a beginner, it's gonna be longer than that.
Yeah, and Pico strats are... If you know them, they're fast. If you don't know them, you can... Well, you can get away with homemade strats, but if you've never seen Pico before, Pico is a time.
Yeah, just walk on the spikes. It's quote unquote easy.
I have still never done a spike jump in Pico. Seems quite hard because I've
Yeah,
gone for it a couple of times.
no, as Jimmy says, the 1 in 500 meters is actually surprisingly easy if you learn how to do it. And yeah, it looks pretty good odds that we will in fact see. Well, no, we may not see a 7B race, but we at least have the possibility of seeing a 7B race because Peels has made it to 1500 meters without getting locked out of 20 berries in 7A.
No, Tanuki, collect the berry. No. Had the berry and then died in the transition to the next room. Now has to get this berry again.
Is Tanuki? I have to assume Tanuki has 20 berries in 7A at this point, and he's delaying to tick it at the same time as 1500 meter berries.
Yeah, that's what
Which,
you do if you don't think it's contested to save on tick time. But you can't know it's not contested is the thing.
yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few
And he's had a few execution moments. I think he still wins because this is the last 1500 meter berry.
And yet they all
Yeah.
turn red on the bingo board. So
But that was really close because if Peels has gotten every berry in 7A up to this point, then the 20th berry is the one after this one.
and Tanuki having the good board awareness to RTM without unlocking 2000 meters because there is nothing past 2000 meters. And now,
Pico race?
yeah, Pico race. If Piles wins this, we'll have a 10-10 board with no player having any advantage. That would be hype as heck. So I'm rooting for Piles here.
Well, Tanuki is advantaged to 75 berries, but not like hugely so.
Yeah, and also has the
Tanuki
cassette.
talking to Ashiro? You don't need to talk to Ashiro to go into Pico.
We have a Pico race. Hopefully no one will
Peels
reset
is
Pico.
2 rooms ahead. Or thereabouts.
Pios appears to know his strats, at least for the first 500 meters.
Yeah, I mean, Peels has played a decent amount of bingo, so it makes sense that basically he's at this point, which is casual Pico strats, but done pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Tanuki's Pico also looks decent.
Yeah.
So honestly, this could easily come down to just if one
Not
of
dying.
them,
Yeah.
if one of them has an unfortunate death somewhere.
Oh, Pile's taking the cloud in 1100. That's one of the strats that's both easier and faster to not take the cloud, I think. But Tanuki having a little trouble with 900 meters, so is still actually more than a couple rooms behind now. Is 400 meters behind.
And the orb is in 2200, I think. So
2200. So there's still time to catch up.
but not that much time.
Well, the later rooms in Pico are generally harder, as we see Piles having some trouble with 1600, and now Tanuki is only one room back. Just like that.
1600 is annoying.
But Tanuki also not getting 1600 first try.
Yeah, like I said, 1600 is annoying because it's very easy to just be getting like max height jumps and land on the spikes. So to be safe with it, you generally want to actually lose a little bit of height.
But now Pile's in the last room, and Pile's going to try and do the fast strat. I've never done this myself because it seems hard.
Oh, I've never seen that specific fast strat.
But this is like Tanuki come back and we're now in the same room. But Piles gets it and it turns blue. Oh, but
That was so close.
wow. Holy crap.
Okay, now what?
Well, the thing is, there is no synergy in any of these objectives
Oh,
other than getting to hollows, right? So,
yeah,
like, you get to
but
hollows?
then the complicated part is that reflection is 2 objectives and you need 3. So you need something else at some point.
6B, like, the thing is Grabless Rock Bottom a 6B objective or a 6A objective? Because when I was beginner, that would have been definitely a 6A objective every time.
Yeah, I would expect for beginners
Oh, Tanuki's
it to
going
be
for
a 6A
75
objective.
berries.
Yeah.
Like,
So this is the thing, especially because Tanuki doesn't know that Peels has any summit progress.
right, yeah.
Like, it's potentially a reasonable play to think reflection is 2 objectives, but I need 3. What if I just get the other 3 objectives and never enter reflection? So if I get 75 berries and power source keys and then play 7B, that's a viable option.
Well, in this endgame, literally doing anything on the board is a viable option. It does have to be on the board,
yes.
but like I have on occasion accidentally done something in an endgame that was not on the board. It was very sad, but like it's all mind games and execution at this point now.
Yeah, I guess to see how many berries Tanuki is at.
59
59.
and
For a moment, because of like pixelation on the stream, it looked like 89. I was like, wait, he already has the objective? Question mark.
Piles is going into 6B. Does Piles know how to do Grabless from Rock Bottom? There is one room you have to know the strat for, and everything else is basically the same as casual strats. Tanuki having a little trouble with the last barrier of Cliff Face. What you have to do is jump up without using stamina, because you can do so with the wind. Yeah, appears to be different though. The timing for this barrier can be mean.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if you're not used to getting this berry, you just get different berries. But okay, he gets it. So 15 more berries. And
then
yeah, I guess we see, because it comes down to how quickly Tanuki gets these 15 berries versus how quickly Peels gets Grabless Rock Bottom,
if he gets
and
it.
then where Tanuki
Right.
goes afterwards. This room is evil. This is the worst room in the game.
I would very much just agree. Like this bumper is worst.
This bumper is the worst. Okay, he got it.
Don't say that. Okay.
I mean, he got that bumper. Even if he died after that, he got the really hard bit.
Yes, dying after
Yes.
the really hard bit is no better than dying at the really hard bit. But you are safe from commentary cursing anyone for now. And Tanuki goes back into 1A, so...
Yep, Tanuki needs 10 more berries, and Peels quits out. Oh, he quit out to check the checkpoint name. This is Reflection, it's not Rock Bottom.
Yeah, Grabless Reflection would be the same as just complete reflection objective in 6B.
Yeah. Shout out to the really old bingo match on YouTube where someone who was not a native English speaker quit out of either 6B or 3B, changed language of the game to go and check the checkpoint name.
I was almost expecting changed English.txt to change the checkpoint name. Ah yes, this checkpoint is definitely rock bottom. This is not 1A start. There's 2 Grabbins you grab in 6B. Fair, I don't play 6B very often. Okay, Tanuki on 71, so we'll finish it out with Chasm Berries. I presume we'll insta-tick. Like, delaying at this point, when you are tied and you don't need to delay to win, like, you have to be making a soul read, I think.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would say at this point, if you're going to delay taking this objective, then you should have just been doing a different objective first.
Well, that or like you delay for 10 seconds so you can enter another chapter, so you have an advantage to the next chapter when you tech it. But
yeah,
in this case, we have an insta-tick, and what do they do now? You can do anything, but doing something is better than doing nothing. Goes into reflection.
This is the wrong option. I mean, it still depends on execution, because we're looking at a beginner Grabless Rock Bottom in 6B. But the thing is, if Tanuki just went for Farewell right now,
yeah,
considering beginner 6B, it's entirely possible that he would get keys before Peels finishes 6B and then still be ahead into 7B, and he just wins then.
Also,
depending on 7B execution also.
This is with us knowing that Piles is in 6B. Piles could very well be in Power Source right now. As far as Tanuki goes. So. It's just all mind games. Did Piles turn on Grabless? But Piles... Because this next room is the bad Grabless room. Yeah, Piles did not turn on Grabless.
Okay, he didn't get very far before realizing it.
Now, does Piles, because this next room is either you do the speed strat or it's a knowledge check. Because you have to demo under this block to get a corner jump off it. Because otherwise, yeah, you can't grab and jump to get this thing, and it's bad. You might be able to, but... Yeah, Piles might be checking bingo resources right now. Is there a Grabless Rock Bottom guide in bingo resources?
Yeah, and as Chan is saying, you don't actually need a demo to do it. But the thing which I've found is, because I've done this a couple of times, even if you have seen the strat done, it's not necessarily immediately obvious why you're not getting it. Because it's about the timing of when you hit jump.
I assume this is Piles tabbing out to find a tutorial and not Piles' stream going down, right? Because it could just be, okay, no, it's bad, good.
Tanuki is going to do Grabless Rock Bottom in 6A.
Yeah, I mean, this is faster if you don't know how to do it in 6B. Because if you don't know how to do it in 6B, you can't get it. Oh, Piles gets it!
He's got it!
Is Piles gonna get
And he
past
didn't
the room?
get killed by the second block.
Okay, so this objective goes to Piles. So does Tanuki? Tanuki just straight up quits out as soon as Grabless Rock Bottom is ticked and knows to go for other things, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
So
but
like
then
normally, go ahead.
then it's still kind of guesswork. If he assumes that Peels is in 6B,
Then he probably
then
just wouldn't be here. Right?
although I mean after Grab This Rock Bottom is ticked, if
Right.
Tanuki assumes that Peels did that in 6B, then he can't contest 6B because Peels only has one more checkpoint, though it is reprieve. Yep, Peel's getting that room.
Is Peel's going to tick the objective?
But then we have the question of where do you think Peels is going after finishing 6B?
So
And also,
if you-
how long do you think it's going to take him to finish Reprieve? Because it is Reprieve.
So if Piles finishes 6B now and gets to 12 objectives, presumably getting the 6A hard as well, you would probably just multitask. Well, the optimal thing to do would be to multitask 7B and Power Source.
Yeah.
Right?
But what I'm wondering is if Peels insta-ticks Grab This Rock Bottom after he gets it, which he's in the last room now.
Yep.
There's a chance, a very real chance, that Tanuki could get Power Source keys before Peels actually finishes Reprieve.
Well,
Because
Reprieve, like,
Reprieve is an awful
optimally is
checkpoint
about
if you're not
a
practiced.
minute, right? But if you've not practiced it, then yeah, it's a lot harder than a minute. And Piles
Peels
quits out.
quits out.
I don't hate this at all.
Yeah, this is very valid, especially on because you think, well, my
Farewell?
opponent now
Farewell.
knows that he can't contest
Okay.
6B, and now we have a farewell race.
Yeah. Oh, Piles doing DTS.
Oh
We'll see
yeah,
if he gets
Peels
it.
does DTS.
So yeah,
So yeah,
Tanuki
if he
has
gets
to
this,
win this race to stay in because Piles just has
yeah,
Reprieve unlocked, which is even at beginner level enough an advantage, I would hope. Does Piles get DTS? Piles does not
the
get
bird
DTS.
disappears.
Does Tanuki okay, Tanuki can still recover it.
The bird
Tanuki also
disappears.
does not get DTS. Oh. We have a straight Power Source keys race.
Now, Peels, I know, was saying yesterday that he doesn't really know non-DTS strats for Farewell. I don't know if he's learned any since that game.
Well,
But
we'll see, I
obviously we
guess.
don't know.
Maybe.
We don't know Tanuki's level of experience with non-DTS Farewell.
Hmm.
So basically, the situation here, as I see it, is if Peels wins Power Source Keys, then he wins
Peels
the game because he just goes back to 6B and finishes Reprieve. If Tanuki wins Power Source Keys, then we have a 7B race.
Yeah. We
And
have a
whoever
7B
wins
race.
that wins the game.
It
And
could be a
Tanuki
7.
Did
Like-
Peels get the cassette?
Peels does not have the cassette. So.
Yeah, okay. So Tanuki has a slight advantage to the 7B race, but it's fairly slight compared to how much time you can easily lose in 7B if you're not practiced at it.
Yeah, but it's also
or even if you are
Reprieve.
practiced at it sometimes.
It's Reprieve plus cassette because Piles will presumably want to finish 6B. if he gets locked out of Power Source. Well, he
I-
wants the
I don't
finishing
think
move
so.
regardless, right?
I mean, I guess I'm obviously like we obviously have the position of knowing that Tanuki has no progress in 6B,
Yeah, but
but
Piles doesn't know that.
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, you have to kind of make the read, and I think it's reasonable to make the read. Okay, he can't contest me in 6B. I have to go 7B. I don't know. It's one of these things where
You can't know, it's just mind
you
games.
can't know for sure, and you just have to guess.
Like, you can't even multitask here either because you don't know that you have an advantage. Like, it's 11-11 and there's 3 non-synergistic objectives on the board.
Okay. So while we've been talking about all the mind games, Peels has made it to the Power Source hub, and Tanuki has only just entered the checkpoint. So Peels, if he
This
can
skip
get the
is
power
important.
box,
Because if you miss the skip,
yeah, okay,
you have to waste a lot of time. You don't have to go all the way to the right. You can, but
yeah.
there's a way to do
I
it.
mean, I respect doing it this way though, because I have trouble for some reason with the power box skip there.
Oh no,
Like,
but Tanuki loses to
do
Jelly
lots
too.
of okay. This is still definitely Peel's favored, but could go wrong. Yeah, the Jellyvator up to the power box. For some reason, that specific Jellyvator I mess up all the time.
Oh yeah,
Where
same.
is Tanuki going? That
Like,
you
I
just
swear
wasted
it's
your
a
double dash
different
crystal.
timing. But yeah. But Piles now
Okay,
having the power
Peels
source
definitely should get this. So Tanuki got there with the double dash crystal, went and did something else, and then went back and did it without the double dash crystal, and the objective turns blue, so Peels wins the game now.
Yeah. But yeah, well, this has been a wild game, to say the least.
And Peels in Summit.
Wait, what? Piles? I guess it's multitasking.
I hope this is just a multitask and he's going to get the cassette and then go back to 6B.
And Tanuki's in 6B. Wait. So there is a world where Tanuki out-execution 6B, also out-execution 7B. If Piles has an awful 7B. Right?
I'm pretty sure that Peels is going to win this regardless. It's just going to take longer.
But you're saying there's a chance, right?
There's always a chance.
Yeah, no, it is looking pretty unlikely, but...
If this is a multitask, and I am completely fine with it. If
It
Peels now commits to 7B...
okay,
he's going back to reprieve.
Hollow, I think...
Hollows?
Wait. Piles? Oh, right, yeah, this thing. You have to get
the blue heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was worried for a second. And yeah, Cookie Dude, grand finals are supposed to start in 15 minutes. We have another match to play before grand finals.
Yeah, Peels knows the hard code.
Love to see it.
Or at least he knew half of the hard code and now seems to be having issues. Okay, he's got it.
Yeah, I think might have just misdirected. remembers to not RTM too early. Is that a thing you can do, where you can RTM before actually collecting the heart, not get the heart?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's the reasoning for the rule on when you can tick the objective. It's basically
When you
if
actually
you
have the
return to
heart,
map,
yeah.
you will still have the heart.
Piles is just multitasking.
Yeah,
I think he'll
which
go into...
it makes sense trying to be safe. So we assume he probably plays like 1 or 2 checkpoints of 7B and then goes back to reprieve.
Smart
So
play.
from his perspective, it means that he's less likely to get locked out if he's wrong about what Tanuki has been doing. That's an unfortunate death. I think this is still shorter than the intro car game, but
Yeah, it's shorter.
I don't remember how long that game was. And also, that was still not the longest ever Celeste Bingo game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's not like clear that this is shorter unless you know the intro car game's length off by heart.
Yeah, as Talia and Rita saying it in chat, Meta versus FC Racer back in content bracket, I think, was even longer than that intro car game. At an hour 40.
Okay. But yeah, no, Pile's coming back after spending 4 minutes in 1A. It's like, not something you see that often.
I mean, I said at the time, like, it wasn't necessarily that bad for him just because this board is so scattered.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that Tanuki really got out of his early progress lead was everything in 3A, which is 4 objectives. Not counting Pico, which Peels eventually got. But yeah, meanwhile, Peels was losing progress but picking up objectives by doing so. And on this board, that just works out for you.
Yeah, as you said, it's one of the few boards where City Heart, Blue Heart First Pass is genuinely okay. Like, because there's not much in the way of progress you want to rush. Other than 3A, I guess. Yes, that is true. Like, at every point in the game, apart from maybe, actually no, even for Piles getting the freebie cassette, like, we could tell what the players were going for. That's a good sign. Because I know sometimes when I route bingo, I make decisions which cannot be explained at all during the bingo match. Routing is really hard. Piles has not quit out the 6B.
Yeah, I mean, he's still ahead in 6B whenever he goes back to it. Tanuki has not entered rock bottom yet.
Yeah, although it does look like Piles is comfortable enough with 7B that he would be able to convert this lead in 7B into a 7B win.
Yeah, I agree, Owen. He can just pick whichever objective he wants to do. I'm purely looking at it from the perspective of how long the match takes. And I'm assuming that he's still going to take longer to do most of 7B than the reprieve.
Yeah, as for delaying, a good rule of thumb, don't delay unless you have a reason to delay.
Yeah, my general rule of thumb for delaying, especially trying to introduce it to a newer bingo player, is you delay only based on either knowing or like thinking where you are or where your opponent is. So you can delay an objective if you are confident that your opponent is just not going for that objective. Like in the early game, if they take an objective in 4A, you assume they're not going to be contesting your 3A objectives. And so you can delay them at least a bit. And then the other kind of delay is based on where you are, where it's you think you are in a difficult situation, quite possibly racing for objectives, so you delay taking an objective to give yourself a head start to the next objective. But just delaying for the sake of it, you don't generally want to do.
I mean, the thing with delaying is that sometimes bad delays can be fine because you got lucky. And your opponent... like, delaying based on soul reading your opponent is kind of based, but not always what you want to do.
Yeah, it's... especially when you're still newer to the game, that's the sort of thing which you do out of necessity, rather than necessarily making a definite choice to do it. You know, because you figure that, okay, if you're behind, then you can figure, if I don't delay aggressively, then I just lose anyway. But outside of that sort of circumstance, it's generally safer to not. As a side note, Tanuki was going for 6A Grabless Rock Bottom. He got the only really difficult part of 6B Grabless Rock Bottom first try.
He may not have
without
known
being grabless.
Which checkpoint was actually rock bottom, because if I didn't know, I would have assumed that's the last checkpoint of 6B. Yeah. But yeah, no, these are very respectable 6B and 7B for beginners. Certainly better than mine.
Yeah, that's fair, Owen. Based on this, the impression I'm getting is that he probably would have done Grabless Rock Bottom faster in 6B than 6A, but getting to Rock Bottom is where he lost all the time.
I was having a little bit of trouble with the 2000 meters heart run, but hopefully we'll be past it after a few more attempts.
I really thought that he was too low to get the ult there and was going to have to keep trying. Yeah, this is a very respectable 6B. I mean, the 6B from Tanuki is pretty respectable. Peel's 7B for beginner level is very respectable here. Like, Peels will probably not finish 7B before Tanuki finishes 6B, but it's a probably. It's close enough that I can question it.
It's 7B
Tanuki
faster
has some
than
reprieve
6B.
moments.
I don't know how fast these objectives are.
I mean, 6B is faster, optimally, but if you're good at 7B and bad at 6B,
Nuki now into Reprieve, so I guess it's going to be Reprieve versus 3000 meters. For if the game ends 13-11 or 13-12.
Yeah, and Reprieve clearly should be faster, like twice as fast, but both checkpoints can easily have players take long deaths.
Flag 9 whispers in the distance. I think it's flag 9 anyway, it might be flag 10.
Flag 13 is the first really bad one that I can think of. This one, it's been so long since I played 7B casually, I do not know what the casual strat here is. Oh, this is it. Okay. That makes sense, but also the speed strat is easier.
What's the speed strat? That looks normal to me.
You don't go over to the crumble blocks, you just do a wall bounce to get up.
Oh. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of places in Summit where you can like wall bounce or extended hyper or wave dash to like skip an entire part and have it be both easier and faster.
Okay, flag 13. This is one of the difficult ones. Also, sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but if you feel like you would fit in perfectly in this binge, it'll be a while before there's another beginner bingo binge, but you can always play casual bingo matches if you join our Discord.
Yep, there's been a pretty big uptake in casual new players recently. Love to see it.
Yeah. I think Tanuki Mario, I think, is the only player in this beginner bingo binge who isn't pretty new. Peels, you need that dash.
No. Realizing right at the end of the room. Tanuki in the second last room. The last battling room of 6B. I'm looking to finishing this out with about an 11-minute time, is that? No, for 15-minute. The 3 look like a 0 on my end.
Mapak is definitely not new either. Map and Tanuki were both in the previous beginner binge. Peels is still relatively new compared to that, but less new than like everyone else in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, bingo is really fun. You all should play it if you haven't already. Doesn't even have to be lockout bingo. Can be, if lockout's a little stressful, blackout is also a thing you can do where you just get every objective on the board as fast as you can. Can be a nice way to
bingo is great. I'm not saying that I started speedrunning Celeste purely so I could play bingo, but I'm not saying that. I very much respect Peel's making extra sure to get flag 5, even though he then didn't die on it. And wow, he's okay. This is an even bigger case of the speed strat is easier than the casual strat. The demo is very easy.
Through the thing. I've never done that, but
we are getting closer and closer to what I was saying about how it's possible Peels finishes 7B before Tanuki finishes 6B. Okay, no, Tanuki got through that room. Now it's just the hard room.
3 minutes, but we got there in the end.
But Peels is on flag 2. It was pretty close.
Gets the heart first try. Oh, okay. I missed the heart by like 2 inches.
And yeah, Cookie, nerves really get to you in this sort of game, even if it's not a restreamed match. And adding in the stress of knowing that a bunch of people are watching you do it makes it worse. And then you get stressed because all of those people are watching you screw up. So you screw up some more.
Oh, but the objective does turn blue first because Tanuki doesn't have the blue heart.
Okay,
Yeah,
GG.
GG's.
Was that in fact longer than the infamous intro car game by the end? I think
Yeah,
someone
it's
said
one
intro car
third.
game was 125. This is now 128. Jimmy, this game did take longer than it needed to, but to be fair, from the perspective of the players who cannot see each other's perspectives, you can absolutely respect Peel's going for 7B instead of 6B, figuring that it's safer. Okay, so regardless of what you may have seen in the schedule, the next match will not be the grand finals. The
Yeah, we
next
have
game will be the second semi-final.
the entire schedule is pushed back by an entire match, essentially now. Yep, was a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Peels. Honestly, your routing was unconventional, but absolutely correct to route unconventionally on that specific board. That was a weird bingo board, and I think you did a good job with it.
Also, shout outs to Tanuki for making that such a good match that like Tanuki lost worth mentioning. Tanuki lost like Orb and Pico by like frames. And then lost what? I'm sure there are a few other really close lockouts in that game that I've forgotten just because of how many things happened that game.
Yeah, 5B keys was very close. Like power source keys
Was
was
House
pretty
of
close
Keys was a
still.
lockout. Yeah, that's the thing. Like any percent PB transfers to bingo only so much. Like bingo
Yeah.
execution is definitely a thing.
Yeah, and also just routing versus execution is absolutely like a classic division, which you can see. And good routing can easily make up for worse execution, and to some extent, vice versa.
Oh, thank you for the raid, Tanuki. I assume that was just the stream that was being restreamed. But anyway, we have another match, believe it or not. Between Mad Tyro and Salt, which I haven't heard of either of these people before this
No.
binge. Have you?
I've seen Mad Tyro in the Discord recently. Salt is speedy, yes, but my impression of that is purely from his match yesterday.
Okay, so what
Salt.
is on this board?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there's a lot more early progress objectives. So Grabless start 4A, ARB 2A, Grabless 2A, 1 up and 1A.
3A is looking decent again. There's
Yeah.
10 berries in 3A and 15 berries in 3A. There's a huge mess order, 2 winged berries in 2 chapters, talk to Theo in elevator shaft. And if
Well,
you
I mean,
go for... Oh yeah,
yeah,
all collectibles in 3A as
yeah.
well.
There's a lot of things in 3A.
And those all synergize with 35 berries. So...
Hmm.
Hmm.
So what is that? What do you forfeit if you go 3A, like hard commit 3A? Like what progress stuff? Grab the start 4A, 1-up 5A.
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing is 2A is also decent. There's 2A start berries, grab this 2A, and poem. I think I saw somewhere. If I can't see it now. Yeah, bottom left, poem. So yeah, I was kind of, and yeah, you need 2A for 3 seeded.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of agreeing with Reed's idea of get 1A 1-up and then just skip 2A. But 2A is also good.
Yeah, there is indeed stuff in 2A. Hmm.
Honestly, this is a case where you could
Oh, we have a 1-up race.
potentially have seen a city skip. Except the problem with that is that then if your opponent just does a side skip, then you lose.
Mad Tyro wins the 1-up race because Mad Tyro went for it in start, whereas Salt went for it with the second berry of crossing. So Salt has the
Okay,
progress
yeah.
lead. But
Looks like we have slightly uneven stream delay as well. Because we saw Salt finish his 1-up first. But surely you don't delay that.
delay 1-up and 1A Salt read. I can buy that. Yeah, or just finding the objective on the board is a very
Finding
good
the
point.
objective on the board is a very important bingo skill.
Okay, Salt is not getting the second winged first pass. We'll see if Mad Tyro gets it first pass, because 2 winged in 2 is an objective. If you plan to go 3A.
And yeah, often, like, if there was just a winged berry objective, like, say, 5 winged, 6 winged, that sort of thing, then it would make a lot of sense to skip the second winged berry in 1A, because it's right next to the checkpoint and you can easily come back for it later. But if one of the things you're racing towards is 2 big berries in 2 chapters, then you kind of want to just get it first pass. Mad Tyro does get it. Mad Tyro's also gotten a couple of other fast berries along the way, clearly thinking about 35 berries.
Yeah. Salt does not appear to be getting startup of 2A, likely sees how many objectives there are in 3A and wants to rush the heck out of 3A.
Okay, we do not see a side skip. Yeah, so Jimmy, the side skip looks kind of viable when you look at how much stuff is in 3A, but there's also 3 objectives in 2A,
And 7A.
and then progress objectives.
Yeah. 7A, 5A also has stuff. Like, you do need access to late game in order to get to 13 on this board, even if you were to clean up everything in 1A and everything in 3A.
Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like potentially a city skip was viable so long as your opponent doesn't then side skip. Because if you could get everything in 2A and everything in 3A, then that's 7 objectives and just get some other stuff. But it's really too big a risk. And I mean, you don't generally expect to see side skips in the beginner bingo, though we did actually see 2 yesterday in the same game.
That was very,
but
very
city
good.
skips even less likely.
There's also 2 objectives in core here.
I'm seeing core blue heart. Was the other one? Oh yeah, switch twice. Yeah. Not a lot of other synergy for hearts, though. There's blue-red in Temple and blue-red in Ridge. Oh, and Summit Blue Heart, but you probably do not use Summit Blue Heart to get you into core. So also, I'm pretty sure Tyro got 2A start berries, right? And it's just delaying it.
Oh, whoops, I'm muted. Oh wait, yeah. Pyro... I mean, given that Poem was
Okay, yeah,
fixed,
he takes
right?
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he finished 2A startup before Poem was ticked, so that was a bit of a risk. Because Salt could have just been doing 2A startup as well, but it's worked out for him.
Yeah. So given that you, as Reed is saying, if you have worse execution, you generally want to be doing whatever your opponent is not doing. Because if you're doing the same thing, you just get locked out and are sad. And while 3A is very strong, like, mid to late game is also very viable with what? Grab a start of 4A, blue-red temple, and then a decent amount of Summit stuff, although most of it's late, so Summit cassette, Summit
Okay.
blue, 5 gems, I guess is very
And-
late Summit.
Okay, Tyro goes into 3A.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
Well, it depends on what he does here, because it looks like Salt is, at least so far, just going for first pass all collectibles, and whereas
Tyro is also...
Tyro, okay, he skips a berry there, so he's clearly not going for everything, which may allow him to catch up and get some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Just a side note, not something I would, certainly not something I would criticize a beginner player for not thinking of, but something, okay, now this is probably just losing. Something I definitely would have considered as either of these players is Grabless 2A is on the board, and this was mentioned yesterday as well. For Grabless chapters, if you want to, you don't have to do the chapter all in one go. You can do it a checkpoint at a time. So either of these two players could have just turned on Grabless for Awake to just have more progress towards that later, and you don't really grab in Awake anyway.
Noting that you can still corner boost with Grabless variant. 10 berries in 3A turns purple. If Mad Tyro sees that and skips 3A now, is this still winnable?
I think so, especially if Salt continues to just go for all collectibles. There's also the option for Mad Tyro of completing start and then skipping, or even
get like winged, right?
Yeah. Yeah, skip after winged makes
a decent amount of sense.
A decent amount of sense, yeah. Obviously, Tyro can't know that he is actually advantaged to two winged and two, because Salt skipped the second winged in 1A and Tyro got it.
Tyro playing with the bingo board on the board, or on the screen. I'm not sure I'd be able to play mess like that, but we'll see. And yet is indeed going towels first, and gets 2 winged in 2. That's a lot of stream delay. And is continuing to play. This might be unfortunate.
Yeah, because he's a huge mess section behind still, and it's hard to see what else he really gets out of this.
So what? Mess order turns purple. I guess if Mess Order turns purple and Shaft and Salt talks to Theo in Shaft, then Mad Tyro might be able to catch up to 15 berries. Is a redeeming feature of this. Mad Tyro also got 4 berries in 1A and 2A, I believe, so would be ahead to 35 berries.
Yeah, Tyro is definitely ahead to 35 berries, but so far Salt has just been full clearing 3A apart from the heart. So, in fact, he should have 15 berries in 3A already. Yeah, we saw him mark it there and then unmark it. Yeah, he has it.
And there go the ticks. So Mad Tyro seeing this is now skipping berries and it might be beelining for just to complete 3A, I guess? Because there's not a lot left in this chapter in terms of objectives.
Yeah, so this is still not decided, particularly because it's the beginner binge and
Anything can happen in the
stuff
beginner
is,
binge. we all know that by now.
But this is a very strong position for Salt.
Yeah, has both an objective lead and a progress lead. Well, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, if Salt continues to pretty much go for all collectibles.
Assault has missed the first berry.
Oh, right. Yeah, so he was having trouble with that. He also missed the heart, so yeah, okay.
Assault's doing demo.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not going to go for that. I guess,
I
yeah,
mean, this is kind of correct, I think, because you don't really expect your opponent to snipe you on all collectibles 3A after you won 10 berries 3A and 15 berries 3A, and you lose a lot of time by getting all the other collectibles, especially since, like I said, he missed the heart in any case, so he wouldn't even get the objective now.
But yeah, no, Tyro is now ahead in progress, which, well, if there is one way to get your objectives back, a progress lead is a pretty nice thing to have.
Yeah. Okay, Assault is ahead again now. I'm wondering how many berries Tyro has, because 35 berries obviously is going to be relevant.
Off cycle for this room now. Manages to get it though. has fallen quite a bit behind Salt.
Yeah. So now we're looking at, well, firstly we're looking at the fact that either of these players could choose to skip Ridge if they wanted to, though I guess there's not much reason to do that. So most likely we're looking at a race for Grabless start of foray, and also 3 seeded berries is another thing that will probably be on players' minds. And there's a question of, if you think that you're in a race for Grabless start of foray, do you skip the seeded in foray
Salt
start?
dies at the end of the last room, but
Yep, and
Tyro also dies in this last room. So yeah, a thing you could do here is you can play foray start for Grabless and seeded, and then skip foray after start is an option. Because there's like not much after start you want. I guess berries, but
yeah, you could do that, and then you go for 3 seeded to blue, red, and temple, and get late game access that way. That's definitely an option.
so does Tyro turn Grabless on? Tyro indeed tries to turn Grabless on and retries instead, but gets there eventually.
Now this is close. Does either of them skip the seeded berry? Because that could make the difference in the Grabless foray race.
Yeah, the seeded.
But obviously 3 seeded is also a thing.
Grabless seeded is... It's not that bad, but if you've never done it before, it can catch you out. So... However, pretty solid. Appears to have done this before. And this is a very solid...
Salt, whose execution in general has been kind of better, seems to be having more trouble with the Grabless.
And Tyro skips seeded, rushes for Grabless start, which is unfortunate because he was ahead anyway, but it's a reasonable thing to be doing. Because now Salt can turn Grabless off and get the seeded. And continues to play foray, getting berries along the way, although these berries are not particularly along the way.
Yeah, but he's almost at 35, so I guess he just wants to finish that.
Yeah.
Which is reasonable. It's 35, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And it's
And
checked
now
now.
we are tied in objectives.
Okay. I don't really agree with Tyro getting the blue heart here. This blue heart is close to a checkpoint, and you skipped the cassette. So you're not really set up for blue and red hearts. Whereas, yeah, Salt did get the seeded... Oh, Salt missed the 2A seeded berry.
That one's not too bad
Is,
to go back for.
it's quicker to go back for than the 4A one, but it still means that 3 seeded is not absolutely decided.
Nice block ultra.
Okay, and Salt quits out and skips into Temple.
Yeah.
If this would make more sense if he had the 2A seeded berry, but still decent. On the other hand, Tyro, by just playing out 4A to the end, can get into late game first.
So
which gives him access to, let's see, 500 meter berries,
8
binoculars.
Yeah.
5 gems in Summit is a bit longer. Summit cassette.
Yeah, Summit
and Summit Blue Heart are also on the board. So, okay, and Salt is going for 581 up.
Yep, reasonable. This is basically why you would skip 4A, because it's a fast objective at the start of 5A. And presumably is also going to get 3 seeded in Blue Red Temple.
Well, like I was saying, for 3 seeded he has to go back to 2A, so... And he absolutely can do that, but
Nice first
We'll have
try.
to see if he chooses to do that.
Chooses to delay this? I guess knows that Tyro is probably in completing 4A, but I'm not sure I like this delay too much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a risk for sure, because this is the sort of thing where you are gambling on the idea that your opponent will not do the same thing that you have done.
Yeah.
But it's entirely possible that they will. That's more a thing. That's absolutely a thing you can do if you know your opponent quite well and know how they play. But I don't think these players are specifically familiar with each other.
Okay.
And he does take it.
Is that a
Nice
wow?
DCP.
Nice depths corner boost. That's a strat I do not get myself very often. Yeah, I guess another thing to think of is what is there to gain from delaying this? What you gain is that you don't tell your opponent that you're in 5A and have skipped 4, I guess.
Yeah, and actually, I guess, given that we can see Tyro is just now finishing 4A, the timing is not that implausible that Tyro could still think Salt didn't skip. Okay, Salt is going back for 2A seeded. Salt skipped 4A country.
And Tyro goes
After
into
start.
Reflection. What's there in Reflection as opposed to Summit? Easter egg room and
Good question.
There's a blue heart, but there's not very much in Reflection. There's one objective and access to core blue. Yeah, I think Summit would be the play here.
Doing Grabless start while doing the seeded could be good. Yeah, I'd say that would have been a pretty good choice, given that by doing the 4A skip after 4A start, you're already kind of giving up progress. So getting a bit more progress to another objective is reasonable, but it's also reasonable not to do it because
you don't know if you can do it if you've not done it before, right?
Yeah, and just because you do lose time having to complete the rest of start after getting the seeded, and you don't know if that time will be significant. Plus, I love doing like one checkpoint grabless to save time when I do the rest of it later, but it's not the sort of play you necessarily expect out of beginners.
Actually, did Salt unlock finish start before skipping? Because blue-red ridge is on the board and you want...
Yeah, he got the cassette and unlocked Shrine and got the Bino in Shrine.
Okay, sure. So how long does it take to get to Reflection? Will Tyro still be ahead after doing the Easter egg room in Reflection?
Yeah, I think Tyro will still be ahead here. But
obviously depends on
yeah,
it.
as Reed says, Salt may well win 8 binos because he's been doing a bit better at picking up binos so far. So I guess if I'm speculating about like Tyro's thought process here, I'm wondering if basically he's read that Salt skipped foray and therefore thinks, oh, I have some time to do Easter egg room before going into Summit and just completely clean up late game, but he's just overestimated how much extra time he gets out of that.
Although you say that, he does get the Easter egg room and now presumably quits out. And does he tick the objective? He does not tick the objective immediately. And you go into Summit now, right? You go into Summit now, right? What's there in 4A?
You definitely should go into Summit now.
Yeah.
So I guess he's going back for the cassette.
Yeah, cassette. The
For
blue-red
the
ridge and Bino
blue-red-
next to the cassette, I guess, is a thing.
Yeah, but like Blue-Red Ridge is one objective. 4B is also good for binos, but Summit is also good for binos. And
Yeah, and that is where Salt is headed. So Salt
yeah,
might just win here. Are there enough objectives for Salt to win just off Summit? 8 binos, all berries 500, 5 gems in Summit, Summit Blue, Summit Cassette is 5 objectives, gets Salt to 12. So... And then Salt
then
just
he
get
can...
the blue heart of Temple.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say go back to all collectibles 3A, but yeah, he can just get Temple Blue for Blue Red and...
Yeah, no, this has just been really well played and routed by Salt. Like, Tyro hasn't done that much wrong. Yeah.
The main thing Tyro has done wrong is going into Reflection
It's
instead of Summit.
not going into Summit, yeah. If Tyro goes into Summit, then this could be a lot closer. There's just so much stuff in Summit.
Yeah, because basically what Salt did with skipping foray after start was essentially a play for some short-term benefit, right? Because he got 3 seeded out of that. He got to then go to Blue-Red Temple, except he hasn't actually got the Blue Heart yet. But he was behind getting into chapters 6 and 7. But now Tyro has wasted his lead into late game by not going into Summit, so Salt just gets everything.
And now appears to be getting hearts for core, which, yeah, it's a thing you can do. I guess you might think that Salt was in Summit already and didn't want to get locked out of Summit, but you kind of just have to contest Summit, because if you don't, you lose. It's just Summit is strong. Like, all the objectives he's doing now, I think, would be great objectives to do after you've cleaned up 8 binos and all berries 15 in 500 meters. Like, these are
you signal that you have progress in Summit, and then it's more reasonable to quit out and do other things, because it's less likely your opponent will contest the other Summit objectives, and even if they do, they're not getting as much out of it.
Salt taking 500-meter berries and 8 binos, and there's... Yeah, just makes sense to continue Summit, get to 12, and then you need literally one thing. And when you need literally one thing, and there are, what, 7 more things on the board? Usually you can get your one thing.
Still having a little trouble with the 1k gem there, but figures it out.
Tyro doing the nice 1A heart movement on the way to the heart. I have not learned that, but it's very cool. And now has the heart to enter court. First time seeing court today. Or not. Goes back into mess. Why? What's in there in mess? I guess full clear. The only thing left to do now in 3 is...
And Pico.
Oh yeah, Pico. That would make a lot more sense.
I mean, it could be either, honestly, because, I mean, if I had to guess, then my guess would be that Tyra realizes that Salt wins from Summit plus one other thing, and so he's looking at what that one other thing could be and thinks, oh, Pico, I should get that. Maybe 3A full clear, and he's not considering blue and red in Temple, which he really can't contest anyway.
It's also possible that Tyro is a Pico enjoyer and just wants to play Pico.
Yeah,
which is
also valid.
You know.
And okay,
Wait,
Salt is
what?
going for Pico.
Wait, hang on. Pico is actually a really good play? Hang on a second.
I mean, this doesn't really matter in the long run because Tyro can't contest Summit and he can't really contest Blue-Red Temple. So even if Salt gets locked out of other things along the way, he'll still win eventually, or at least he should still win eventually. But we do get to see more Pico.
Always fun to see more Pico. I mean, I don't know. There's a world where, like, Salt, like, thinks that he has Summit in the bag and goes for other things, and then gets locked out for, like, 10 minutes in a row by Tyro.
Yeah, there's always a chance. Tyro managing not to reset Pico there. Good to see. I think this might be the exact room that I reset Pico in my semi-final match in my beginner bingo binge a year ago.
Yes. For those that don't know, you cannot quick retry in Pico. If you try to quick retry in Pico, you reset Pico. And it sends you back to the start of Pico, and you're pretty sad most of the time.
Yeah, if you want to know what that looks like, Salt, I think, just did it.
Oh no.
Which is fine because he was going to get locked out anyway. But
and you say that, it's reasonable for Tyro to delay this. Just, like, it's not a great delay, but you have to delay if you want to have any chance of winning at this point.
And now Tyro is doing another different, or trying to do another different version of fast strat here, which I don't know if it actually works.
Yeah, just gonna do them casually.
And in the meantime, Salt is going for
Yeah, the
no
one more
tempo
thing.
blue heart. So after he gets this, he just wins by going back to Summit. Yeah, I think at this point Tyro definitely has the read of, okay, I have to lock out everything that's not in the Summit. It's just
Yeah.
that he's too late to do that.
And Blue Red Templar's picked, and we might see a GG call here with Tyro knowing that he's lost in Summit. We also might see it played out. Nothing wrong with playing out your bingo matches.
This presumably is a miss menu. There's no reason to go to 7B. Yep, it's okay.
It gives
Tyro
you a
is
red
playing it
heart
out
before. That's why you would do
try
7B.
contest Summit and just hope that Salt has a meltdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the classic thing. If you want to go into a later checkpoint in the chapter, so you menu to the right, but that's the B side. I guess the other thing is from Tyro's perspective, you don't know for sure that Salt actually got the gems on the way
Yeah,
to
I
the
guess
set.
Salt could have skipped
So
gem. Yeah.
Like, it's worth making the gamble, because if you're right, then you're still in the game.
And if you're wrong, well, you lost anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes, Celeste is indeed fun. I can agree with this opinion. But yeah, I imagine might see a GG call once 5 gems is ticked, given that blue heart is on the board. Anyways, shoutouts to just both runners for playing the video game on stream. Playing the video game on stream is can be very scary.
Yep. It's really surprising how stressful it can be to play when you know that a bunch of people are watching you play. Yeah. Okay, we're not seeing a GG call, but we might be seeing a content play, maybe? Tyro is either giving up or just picking something to play for fun to give content for the viewers.
Yeah. You can also do that, just have as many objectives ticked in your color at the end of the game. when 13 is inevitably reached.
Yep, looks like we are going for 3A full clear. I don't think Tyro will get this before Salt gets Summit Blue Heart.
No, Tyro doesn't have shaft berries or sweet berries, I think, so...
The schedule
Hey.
is an outdated bourgeois concept.
Schedules are merely a suggestion, Owen. At least I hope neither Salt nor Piles has any commitments directly after the binge, because then it might be a little bit more of a problem. I didn't know you could just dash to open that. I thought you had to take the bubble.
Yeah, yeah. Though, as you saw, it can be difficult to line up where you have to dash.
Presumably because it wasn't designed as a secret you find by dashing into it.
Surely the final games won't all be an hour long.
Yeah, surely, right?
This is within the power of the players. So I guess what I'm saying is, Peels, you have to just completely roll Salt. Just annihilate him as quickly as possible. Obviously, I could say the same to Salt, but he can't be watching the stream right now.
Or will we see a bingo gate where the finals end in record time after someone forfeits 1-0 down? After an unfortunate intervention, RTM.
Okay, Tyro has actually called GG.
Just before Salt was about to get the heart. GG's. Yeah, fun game.
Yeah. Just unfortunate that Tyro just didn't go into Summit after skipping Temple, and that just completely swung the game in Salt's favor. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to our players. Me and Mara will be signing off now. Enjoy the grand finals.
See y'all.
Yeah, there will be a bit of a break just to give Salt a little time before playing the finals, unless he's just raring to keep going.
But yeah, enjoy the finals, everyone.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to. It's about going to be getting to the grand finals of Beginner Binge. We've seen a number of excellent matches from players today, and it all comes down to this. Going to have a best of 3 between Peels and Salt to determine the grand champion of the Celeste Beginner Bingo Binge number 4, 5. I don't actually know what binge number this is. I think it's 5. It is 5. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see how well this binge format has worked. Like in the past, way back in like 2018, 2019, there were these massive bingo tournaments. You had like odd bod bracket and content bracket, and those were cool, but a lot of like much more difficult to organize and stuff, and you had to get a lot of players for them. So then after it'd been a while without bingo, the event organizers started being like, how can we like get more people to play bingo? And so the idea was for these bingo binges, which just take 1 or 2 weekends. And it's been honestly just an incredible format. It allows us to hold these tournaments quite often and get a lot of bingo content. Yeah, just some bingo lore for you there. It does turn out bingo is in fact fun. It is a fun format of the Celeste video game. What is Beginner Binge? So Beginner Binge is the tournament you are currently watching. It is an 8-player single elimination tournament, and this is the beginner one. And then over the next couple months, we'll also have intermediate binge, advanced binge, and then expert binge, which will probably all be 8 players. In the past, there's been some 16-player ones if there's like a lot of interest for a certain skill level, but for the most part, they tend to be 8 players.
That's good, Ellen. You ready?
I am very ready to watch these grand finals. How about you?
I was not expecting the first match to go an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm like, okay, I'll have like an extra 30 minutes to go chill out before everything goes. Don't even, Shandor. And then this match went so quick, so we're back in schedule, and I think this is gonna be fun. We got 3 matches, and I think it's gonna go all 3 because these people seem relatively balanced. And also,
Yeah, we'll
going
see.
all 3 is based.
Yeah, I would love to see game 3. I'm here all day, so hopefully the players have time.
That would take like the entire day.
Schedule would not be too pleased. I like how you word that as if the schedule is like a sentient being, and it has desires and hopes and a will. It wants to keep the matches under a certain length. Yes, also very true.
Yeah.
Our huge shout out to our restreamer Flying here, putting in a ton of work behind the scenes.
The ever-living schedule.
Yeah, I think part of it, there was a little bit of miscommunication behind the scenes. I believe normally for beginner binge, it's scheduled in hour-long blocks instead of 45 minutes because matches do tend to go a little bit longer. But that did not happen this time. The qualifications.
It's self-imposed difficulty or skill.
Yeah,
So if you think you're intermediate, then you could sign up for intermediate, and they rank you after because you don't want someone too high up or just be in there and crush everyone.
yeah. In general,
But it's mostly bingo. It's like some execution, and then it's mostly bingo experience for skill level.
yeah, I mean, in terms of, I'd say if you're not sure, just starting beginner, try some casual matches. You'll probably end up where you belong. In general, it tends to be like beginners, pretty new bingo players. Intermediate is people who have some experience with bingo. Often, execution can vary a lot though. Then advanced is like a lot more experience with bingo, and an expert tends to be a lot of experience with bingo as well as very high level execution. Yeah, any percent time matters, but not that much. In general, like advanced expert players will tend to be low 30s or sub 30 any percent, but you can make it definitely to intermediate or even advanced without that level of any percent if you are good at routing. All right, just getting the countdowns, and we are just about ready to go.
Oh, I gotta do that again. Give me a sec. Or I mean, don't give me a sec. I'll be fine. Just load this.
Players are off. So on this board, what do we see? I see get a 1-up in 1A, as well as get a 1-up in 2 chapters, and get 3 1-ups. So a number of 1-up objectives. We also have all berries start of 2A. Those could be used for 1-up. Golden Ridge Blue Heart is fairly early. If players skip resort. We have 5 and 5, so more berry synergy. So a decent amount of berry synergy on this board. Early berry synergy with the 1-ups.
Yeah. I would have just got the bingo board set up because I'm clueless.
Yeah, in terms of other synergies, B-sides, we do have some B-side stuff. There's 2 and 3, which tends to be B-side. There's Sight B-side, there's Reflection B-side, which does synergize with the Reflection cassette. So there is some B-side stuff. And then we just have a lot of other miscellaneous stuff. We do have 2 different mess orders on the board, but not a whole lot else in resort.
1A, 1-up, or 2-up? Oh, well, there's 1-up and 1A.
There's 1-up in 1A, so I expect
You gotta be
Probably-
consistent with it first pass. One of them might skip if they're not comfortable with it.
Yep.
Let's see. Ooh.
Oh,
It's gonna
Salt,
be-
I
it's gonna
see
be
doing
close.
some ARB strats here. I think
Yep.
he might be able to do this. We'll see. It's very
You
possible.
never,
Dire
you
with
never
the Bears, though.
know. This is what makes bingo exciting. Ooh. Like it? Good strats?
The Salt is just going to be going
Huge.
for the 1-up here, finishing and crossing, and does get that. Now here's a question:
Really
is
quick.
as Peels, you could go for like a 3-up here and just snag 3 1-ups. I
We'll
don't
see.
expect to see that. No, okay,
Okay.
just collects the berries.
Oh, that was close. That was probably like half a second away from not being able to collect the rest of the berries there.
Oh, it was definitely less than that. That was a few frames.
No,
from-
you have a big window.
I know, but he waited quite a while. Anyway,
Well,
we do
you
see
collect-
both
you
players
collected
continuing
4,000
through
on the
city.
second platform. Did we see one wing from Saul, or did Saul get the chasm wing there? I guess we'll see at the end of the chapter.
I do not think Salt got the chasm winged, and Peel's
Both
also
of
not
them-
bothering with the chasm winged.
Are probably skipping. Salt's strats are incredibly good. Oh yeah, can see it there. 6 is just 1-up.
The winged objective on this board is 9 winged, which you do
Yep.
have to play quite far for. So at that point, it's not really much of an issue to come back for. What do you call it? The chasm winged.
Yeah, there's gonna be around about a checkpoint difference right now for Yules. He's having a bit of trouble with left side, and then Salt is gonna. Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay. So we're probably still gonna see 1-up. Goodbye now. 1-up attempt? It is not going. Unless he really wants to commit for it.
Salt did not get the
You-
first berry.
You can't commit to 2-up now. Right? You collected 2? No, you retried with 1. Ooh. It's looking tight.
I mean, you can. 2A start has so many berries that it's like.
I mean, no, you're 1 away from not being able to get it at all because you've collected once. Okay, we're gonna see a 1-up. We're also gonna see a 1-up attempt, so Peels could get walked out of both 1-ups, but we'll see. That's 5.
Did Peels get
Oh.
the first berry in start?
Okay.
Because I know Salt skipped it.
Oh yeah,
And Salt is going for a 2-up.
going for last berry in the 2-up for progress. It's faster.
It is
Actually, I don't even know
faster.
if
It's a
they're
bit
unsafe.
risky because this is like the one barrier there's actually a risk of dying on. Although with that strat, he plays it pretty safe and gets to 2-up.
3-0 assault, and around about a checkpoint of progress, or like half. Whoa.
Ooh, and going
Is there-
back for
oh, yeah,
the
there's
berry.
there.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a play.
I mean, you're still gonna be at the same point. It's 4-0, but you're down like
You're
20
going.
seconds.
You're spending
You're
so
down
much
20
time
seconds,
going
but
backwards.
You've shown a lot of prowess with your strats and the execution checks, so going backwards here. Now that's interesting, because this room kind of sucks backwards. Doing it like a champ.
I've
Let's
never
go.
seen anyone do that.
That is awesome.
Wait, are we gonna see a
Now they're
2B play?
equal. They're equal now. Oh my. That's incredible. Are we
Is
gonna
this
see
a 2B play? I think this might be a
how
2B
did
play
this
by
become
Salt.
this is gonna become a 2B race?
Oh, this is based.
It's a 2B race? Oh my.
No.
Huge.
Oh my! Wow.
RTM from both sides. Beginner brings such good
Wow.
content. I
I
don't
did not
know
expect
how.
that.
It just like both sides got all berries and then went back for a cassette after getting a 1-up.
I mean, this is
he also was going for a 1-up. So are we gonna see a 5-0 lead from Salt here? Or is it gonna be
This is-
4-1?
this is quite bad from Peels because now you've got no objectives and you're behind.
Yeah.
Whereas if he had gone 2A, he could be ahead.
Salt is just going right now. Only a 2-room lead. The rooms are quite long. Salt
Based
is,
on
like,
these strats, I think Salt
super
probably got
impressive.
this.
This is super impressive. Are we gonna see coin skip here? I think we're gonna see
Surely.
coin skip. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Huge. I'm envious of the strats here.
Yeah, coin skip is not even like the hardest strat he's done so far. So
True. Oh, not the diag.
with setup, this isn't too bad. Although he's being too high
Wait,
on
what do
the
you mean
setup
is the
here.
pixel window?
What's the window?
Uh,
It is
probably like- I was gonna ask setup, but yeah, it's that too.
a few pixels. I don't know the exact number. It's like 2 or 3, I think.
These strats are really good. Let's go Salt. Pios is now only a room behind because room 2 and room 3 went a bit poorly. But now it's going to be a 2-room difference again. Never
I think
mind.
it's-
This is interesting. Uh-oh. Okay. It's going to be 1 room. Unfortunate. Both sides had quite a time in Alter. 3 binos and exiting to B right now. It's gonna be a delay. Delay.
Ooh,
Now
okay.
it's gonna be interesting. Okay.
No, it's tick
Pretty good delay timing.
I don't think that was really a delay. I think he just ticked it as he was entering, or like on the menu instead of right when he got the heart. I don't think it's really a delay.
Okay. Resort skip. Peels finishing 2B. Probably gonna see the lead now and realize. I mean, what do you have to do? There you go. As Salt is gonna build a lead.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
I don't know
see
what you
a
do as
lot-
Peels here.
Yeah.
You're down 5-0 and you're behind in progress. That is not really like I don't even know what you go for here. I mean, Resort is a try, but there's not much. There's 2 mess orders. There is Reach Library, which is not really something you would do first pass, and then yeah, I mean, I don't really see a path to catch up.
Something just goes incredibly wrong. Because, I mean, Bridge is just objectively better because you want to get further on in the game, I guess. It's more progress reason. Are you gonna get cassette here? Okay, you're just going for a cycle that you know that requires entry. So this is gonna be like 7 to... What? Okay.
I don't think you'd even... What would you even get the cassette for? There's no
For a
reason to play
folklore?
4B here.
Or a full clear. You want to
I-
build for it, because otherwise you're going 40 seconds
Am I
into a
blind?
checkpoint again.
Where is that on the board? Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just blind.
Or 3.
Reading is hard.
Reading is very hard. I mean, I don't even have the full board visible right now. Because I need to, like, crop this and get it somewhere. Okay.
So it's blue heart.
We're going to see a pretty ginormous lead game 1. Some incredible execution. We're going to see a first block list. What are we seeing? C-pop?
Yep, C-pop.
Close.
Oh, missed it.
And then first block list moment. Good. Okay. Do we see block ultra? Here's how you really can test someone's skill. We're gonna see block ultra with the whoa, with the upright demo.
So saw failing C-pop, but hitting the harder strat.
Yep. Salt has grabbed all the binos possible for them so far. So do they just go 5? No, 5A or 5B?
Why would you do 5A here?
You're right. You're right. It's just
There's
like
nothing in 5A.
No, you're true. You're true, but like, what is there further on when you could just like kind of contest? Nah. I mean, what do you get?
You get two keys in 5B.
You get nothing from either, but you're.
You get 2 keys in 5B. You get 15 seeker stuns. You get.
It's just yeah. I didn't see the keys, and then also
you get
progress. It's
into
just-
late game faster.
Yeah.
And there is grabless steps and temple blue heart, but you can play to unraveling and then still do 5B, which is still faster, I think.
I literally was for 15 seconds trying to find 2 keys in 5B. I was like, where do you find that on the board? Because again, reading is impossible. Five B keys is like the best objective. Have you ever done
Why
key
is- what?
movement?
No, it's not even that good.
No, I'm not talking about on this board. I'm talking about like as an objective itself.
No, I know what you mean. Are you claiming that key movement is really good? The first key is like
boring.
boring. The right key is
No,
boring,
no,
and the left key is like not really interesting either if you know the strat.
23 for both keys and 5B is a fun grind.
All right, and Peels just calls GG here.
We're gonna see an early game 2 as Salt tries to get back on schedule. Incredibly quick games.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's completely fair to call GG there.
Yeah.
There isn't really a path back into this game, and it's good for mental to just clear your head, take a minute,
Yep.
don't let it snowball
That's
too
it,
far.
Reed.
Five B keys is great because then you don't have to feel bad about missing Bub Strap. I don't know, this is 2022. Missing Bub Strap is not that big of a deal now that we have paused. If if you're doing unpaused in bingo, then like that's on you. And yes, that's true. It is still faster
Owen.
after 2 keys to do Bub's drop.
I can't believe the music also is there for salt. The salt mix already. Nah.
Alt mix. You're right.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, we're actually able to hear the music through the Discord stream. That
Yep.
isn't normally how it works, right? So,
No, I think it was just messed up for game 1.
well, no, I mean like in the past, like every bingo binge I've ever commentated, it's like I never am able to hear the music in the Discord stream.
Like,
That is track yesterday. I
I'd
love
that because it's one of those things I just don't remember. Yeah, it's so it's
Okay, yeah,
different
it's
this
just a
time, I
setup
guess.
thing.
I'm too spoiled.
Celeste macro was on, so it activated when typing Y. What's Celeste mac? Oh, I guess debug script, reset script. That makes sense. I've never actually really used the reset script. Like for ILs, I like having the couple seconds in the restart chapter animation to just clear my head, I guess. I don't know. But I can see the use for it.
Hey, next time we'll see. Just like sign up.
Yeah, so this cycle of binges is scheduled to last through about December.
Yeah, I think it ends this time.
Expert will be in around December. So then beginner, there will probably be some like other stuff before the next cycle of binges. So next
February?
beginner binge will probably be like February, March, I would guess. Maybe later.
Cycles take a long time, but it like you could also try to go for like pushing for intermediate now, which is really difficult. So you have to do it in like 2 weeks. Really difficult unless you're putting in your soul into bingo every day. I mean, it's
But
possible. And then you're lower, or you have, I think, low. No, if you're not in a tournament, you probably have higher priority to get in.
yeah.
'Cause you've never been in
But Sarah, what I would say is I'd say join the Discard and do some casual matches. Because honestly, playing casually is just as fun as binge. I actually enjoy casual matches like more than binges a lot of times. Yeah, any 53-minute any percent, that's like perfectly fine for a beginner. So the Discord has different skill roles you can assign yourself to. So you can give yourself the beginner role, and then people will ping at beginner when they want like a beginner skill level match, which happens quite often. Or you can ping if you're looking for a match. You can get lots of good bingo matches in that way. And yeah, casual matches are honestly like I enjoy more than binges.
I think the more casual for bingo you are, the better it is. Like just a good Katango match, perfect.
For me, it's not even really the stress. It's just like I like the casual environment of just being able to like play a match against whoever. Whereas like in a binge, just all the time of like setup and dealing with streaming and stuff, it sort of distracts a little bit from playing. I mean, I love the beginner binges, or not. I love the bingo binges. as like a viewer and as a commentator to get to see other people play. And I enjoy playing in them, but I'd say I enjoy playing casual matches just as much. The binges are more sort of for like the community side, so that other people get a chance to experience watching matches, because you don't really get a chance to watch a lot of bingo matches outside of these binges, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know you've gotten. I mean, I guess it was still a binge, but the GDQ event was good because you got to a bunch of people. Maybe some of you in the chat have come from there for your first time viewing this.
Yeah, and if you want to pause your frogs, hope for there were a couple bingo submissions to AGDQ 2023. It was Crab and Jack submitted both Team Blackout as well as Lockout. So potentially. Anyway, we're just getting the countdown now. And we are going to get this match going. So what is on this board? These 3 1-ups. 100 berries. That could be a funny tiebreak objective at the end. We do have 1A start without dashing. It'll be interesting to see if anyone does that first pass. There's a wake without dashing.
2 mass orders again. Pico, 7-winged, Resort Cassette.
Letter and
Late
Pico
game.
and Mass. But there's a decent amount of resort stuff on this board.
Yeah.
There's
Ridge
also a lot of
Blue,
B-sides.
Mango Ridge, yeah.
2 and 3, 2A, 2B, 6 binos and B-sides. So,
And then Coast Temple is just probably you get 7-winged and 500 depending on the board. And then 2500 Reflection
I mean,
Cassette,
it's
100 berries. There's not much. Oh, and then Rock Bottom.
yeah. So here in City, ooh, we have a prologue death by Peels. That is unfortunate.
That happened in game 1 as well. Or like PLS game 1.
Like the previous game.
No. Like their first match in the tournament itself.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't actually get a chance to watch day 1.
Also, yeah, Catchery. It's after button, and that's one of the big things. Like, there's a bunch of, for example, top route and bottom route hollows. You could tick as soon as you're in that big room, and it's like a 20-second advantage if you know that you could tick it right after you exit the split paths.
We do see Salt doing dashless 1A start here. Peels is dashing. So we're going to get a little bit of a progress advantage from that. Despite the prologue death, is actually going to be ahead going into crossing. And gets the Wingberry as well.
Now, wing from Salt.
Salt, what was that?
They're having
Salt
a bit of a moment.
Went to get the winged, went like past the winged, and then went back up past it again.
Huh.
I've never seen that.
I wonder what that retry was at the start of crossing. Okay. Top route crossing 3 action. Peels in Chasm 2. So there's going to be a bit of a lead there. Oh no! Oh. Nah.
Oh, is that what happened? He like tried to transition wall bounce or something. That's unfortunate. Could probably still just ticket for that. I mean,
Yeah.
it technically
in
breaks the
bingo
rules.
0.5 on your thing that you instantly retried and lost the 0.5 that you saved. we're not gonna enforce that unless like organizers do.
Yeah, but I don't think they would. But he's not taking it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, coming into sight here, not a whole lot in sight. We do have Dashless Wake.
I'm having a bit of a restreaming issue. Okay, never mind. It's back. I was like 30, 40 seconds behind right there. Bino from both of them to PL's grab Bino.
I do not know. This stream is lagging a little bit for me.
Oh, wait, there's no reason to.
And yeah,
It'd only be for safety.
there's no reason to grab Bino. 2 and 3 and 6 in B-sides. But...
Yeah. And then salt grabs, and you can't really be mad at that. That's probably what you're supposed to do, just in case you did not read the entire board. There's a Bino objective that you missed. I say, because I missed the middle objective on the board when looking for Bino objectives. Still going to be around about 5-second difference right here. Oh my! The swag. Okay, now it's like 2 seconds. He also with the more consistent strats at the start. With Salt going for oh my. Cut that one close from Salt. It's gonna be around a 15-second difference, I'd say. But I don't know how in sync their streams are. Okay, PL's going for Dashless Awake instead. What? Did Salt just go for the delayed ultra? The start of Tacit?
That would be incredibly based. I don't know. The stream is still very laggy for me, so I can't actually see. But
I saw them get a bunch of speed and then do the corner boost, but they corner boosted too high. Salt strats are incredibly impressive. Okay. They are around about equal into 3A. Close. They are now like a second apart. Get your GSAs out, even though it's a bingo match. Because that's a creative joke. Uh-oh. We're probably going to see just the winged right here. And then maybe some quick berries if you're feeling it. But there's probably nothing here. Besides winged. Bit of a
great, I'm back.
Movement for both sides. Yeah. The lead was traded a little bit. But it's still just like a room difference.
So both players coming through Resort here. Interesting that they both decided to play Resort.
Yeah. You kind of
I
just
think-
see more objectives rather than late game matters and stuff. Oh, the demo! Okay. Salt is so good. Went for the recently found 3-frame buffer demo. We're gonna see Pico here. Okay. Just diary and then we're gonna see Pico after that. Salt. Okay. That's another thing. You're allowed to tick as soon as you open that corridor for Pico. So as soon as you see that corridor go away, you could tick the Pico objective for find Pico. I have no idea, but oh no! Oh, that's okay. I might exit to refresh my restream. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
I think yeah, mine is lagging pretty hard too. I don't know if it's on our end or
Okay.
how does the stream look for you guys in chat? Is it running smoothly over there or is it lagging? It might just be a Discord stream issue. Because Discord can be a bit notorious for. Okay, stream is fine. Yeah, it's probably just Discord or
So
flying
we're gonna
internet.
see Salt's objective get delayed. Whoa. Wait, what? 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 One up.
Peels is doing one up, so
And then we're gonna probably see that get ticked once they have a break to tick any objective. Oh, the audio's off? Oh my.
oh, and my stream is
Salt
just
has now
completely gone
gotten
for me now.
a 2-minute progress advantage. With Peels taking a bit of time for one up.
Yeah. Now what this does allow Peels to do is to get the second mass order. Because he knows which one's up. But
Got heart, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Salt did do the heart
I
order.
mean, I know it's heart order. Like,
Yeah, he got the heart. So yeah, I mean, Peels can get these one-ups and then go back into resort, get the second mass order. So it's not a terrible play. It's certainly a little bit of non-standard routing, but
okay. Whoa. The Theo Berry for the 3-up. You got this.
surely
Good job. Wait, you could collect. You have to collect the next one.
not gonna
Aw.
collect. Oh my god. Good. Carrying the 3-up farther into crossing.
Yep. Classic.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, you
okay,
have
you
to
can
start
keep
collecting.
Keep collecting. Oh my god.
Oh, and now you can't retry on the Heartberry.
You don't need. Why would you retry?
Or like to get heart when you're getting heart. Okay.
Okay, it's just gonna take the 1-1 up there, but that is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a pretty crushing blow to the strat for getting 3-up. Okay, Sev, but it would have been a 3-up if you just went the other way.
Did you not get a 1-up? It was just
No.
500 or 5,000 or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter, but ooh, skip resort now.
Because then you could commit to a 2-up and like sight or something, which is a lot safer. I mean, you could just get all 3 in sight, honestly. Oh, Keyhole's
skipping-
now skipping because they saw that they're behind.
I like this. I like this a lot, actually.
Wait.
You win Ridge Blue Heart.
Do you think they even go to Ridge? Can you just?
Heals is in Ridge right now.
No. I'm talking about Salt. Would Salt go Ridge and not just?
Oh yeah, I saw you have no clue that Peels is in Ridge. So you play Ridge and you get locked out of Ridge Blue Heart.
And then you still just play any percent, and now you have your skip for 5A.
Yeah, you skip Temple on this board. There's not a lot in Temple.
Yeah.
Salt struggling a bit with this last room of 3A though.
As
So
we all do.
if Peels
Oh,
gets
one
the
is
Blue
deep.
Heart before Salt finishes resort here, which is unlikely, it would take a couple more
Very
deaths. But if
unlikely.
that happens, then
But there's also the chance that Salt gets 2 seconds into 4A, sees 4A blue ticked, and then skips because they're scared that they're gonna get walked out to the literally nothing, but you don't really feel that as the player. It's not something you remember. Okay, we're gonna see entering Ridge as Peels grabs the cassette.
Yep, Peels
And
now ticks
ticks
1 A-star without dashing.
What are you thinking there? Okay. You're
I
really
like that
thinking about
delay.
skipping? You're thinking about skipping? You're playing. Okay. There's like the very minuscule chance that Peels... No. Peels doesn't do fast start. I was gonna say that something goes like catastrophically wrong, and it's like a
Fast start
close
is
walkout to
fast start is like the worst strat in the game. I recently dropped it from ARB. I just
good.
I can't do it.
I've not gotten it once, even with the 3-frame setup.
It's just an annoying strat.
Okay. So
I like
now
yeah.
both sides are gonna play any percent for a little bit. Once
Yeah, you can
they
get some
start-
berries because we do have 10 and 4 on the board, as well as of course 100 berries.
Yep.
But and then probably we'll see the winged at least from both players. But for the most part, I think we'll basically be seeing any percent ridge.
Get winged if you think that it's close. I mean, if Peels thinks that it's close, because you really don't know with how much anti-progress you've played if Salt's like right on your tail. Nice. Okay, we're gonna skip from Peels on the winged, and Salt is just gonna play any percent. Maybe you grab the part as well. Did Salt grab cassette while they were over there with the bino?
Yes, he did.
Yep, that's kind of my point there.
I'm not exactly sure why he's grabbing the heart here.
7 hearts.
That's
Right?
true, but I don't think you want to get
Ooh.
RTM. Is this gonna be a skip?
Yep.
Ooh. Okay.
This is game 2 of Grands in Beginner Binge.
I mean, okay, I think the skip makes sense.
So, yeah.
Actually,
I mean,
that skip makes a lot of sense, actually. You're not getting anything from the rest of Ridge, and you know that Peel's already used his skip.
I mean,
So you're just ahead now, and both players are out of skips.
yeah,
You
I
just win
guess
temple
Salt knows based on kind of just like guessing progress, not guessing progress, guessing execution advantage, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
Salt knows he has the execution advantage.
yeah.
He played Resort fine. He knows he should be ahead, so
These
you know that.
are so good. Salt's just impressing me. Is it not on the... What? Okay, so it's around minute and 30-second progress advantage. Both sides don't have their skip anymore. Not this, not for the .3. Oh no.
What?
Going back for, what's it called?
You talking about Depth's corner boost?
Yeah.
I think it saves way more than point 0.3 from the wing berry.
It's .3 from ARB.
But
And
that
you came out from the ARB standpoint?
no.
'Cause you went fully winged?
If you in ARB, if you're not doing Depth's corner boost, you do the top berries from left to right.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't
if
do-
you're just getting winged, it saves a significant. It saves pretty similar to any percent. If you're just getting winged.
No 5B, okay. But you're not doing grab with steps, so... Okay, no, you're just getting the seeded. Oh yeah, there's 4 seeded on the board.
And Grabless Depths is not on the board. That was last game.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it went too fast. It went too fast.
No, it's fair. I was actually thinking the same thing. Like, don't we have Grabless Depths and Temple Blue Heart? No, that
So
was
what's on this
last
board that
game.
you're looking for? Are you getting? You're not getting 5 blue. Okay, cool.
What is the rationale for 5A here? Because if in 5B you get progress to
Just berry
2A,
and
2B.
berry and rescue, and maybe
Oh, there is Rescue Berry.
you have access to more berries because you go into search.
I mean, in theory, you can.
Salt have
Like,
4 cassettes.
search is
Salt
search
should
is like the worst
Salt
place
should
to go for
unlock
100
unraveling
berries.
and get 4 cassettes right now, right? If you think that it's close, because you know that P also is playing anti-progress, so they've probably gotten all the cassettes, even if they haven't. But like, oh, 5 keys and 2, that as well.
There is 5 keys in 2. Yeah, I
But
don't
there's
think
also
it's.
Gravel's Power Source, and you have Played Resort. So
Yeah, I would do 5B here.
we're gonna see going into 4 cassettes, and then we're gonna see 5B. Calling it. Chasm.
Yeah, I think the 4 cassette here is good. Although if Peels just goes straight into 5B here, could be ahead. Because I don't think Salt has 2A cassette, so that's gonna take some time to go back for.
Yeah, that's another 40, but Salt's strats have been so good that I don't know if it's gonna be not a walkout. Now you're getting seated. Nice.
Nope,
Unraveling. Okay.
going back into Unraveling.
You realize that you want to get 2A cassette. No, you have 4 cassettes. You're gonna play for the 1 rescue berry. Good. You know what? It's an objective. You're getting to 100 berries. You're getting to 5 keys and 2.
Yeah, I mean it's playable. I think
You also
5B
want
is probably just better here.
the 2A, 2B from Piol's side, and I mean both of them, especially because you have the 4 cassettes.
Yeah, I like this play by Peels to do.
Yeah, and then
5B.
you have a chance to go to like 1B or 2B depending on what's faster for you, and nab the other B side. So
I'm interested to see if Peels can get into late game first here.
we'll see. Salt's
We'll see
going
if-
for the very difficult wave dash into. These strats are so impressive. I don't even do this. This is above my pay grade.
That
Okay.
if
and
you're
then
talking about
this
the
is
Ultra
strat
into the
as well.
Seeker, it's like it's not that bad, but there's a trick to it.
No, I do reverse super. It's so much better. Or not
The-
reverse super. Sorry, super into ultra. In that room. And then after with the ultra into the seeker, I do the hyper strat.
Yeah,
But that's
last
probably
room
just 'cause
Ultra
it's
is
more
pretty
consistent.
annoying.
Nice. Good Archie as well, right there. What's the name for that Archie, or is it just the 5A Archie that no one knows, that everyone does?
Was that in first room search? Because I don't think
Yeah.
that saves time.
Really? No, it has to. Surely. I guess I'll check that out later. Unfortunate. Yeah.
Which wait, what strat are you talking
room
about?
1. Room 1, the Archie to get into the bubble.
Which
Or
bubble?
to get into one of the bubbles to skip the wall kick.
You don't have
You
to do
know
a
what?
wall kick anyway,
Why-
though.
Why are you
You can always just up dash without the wall kick.
Salt is thinking harder for A? What? Search.
Hold on, let's see if we see it again.
Yeah, look that.
Yeah, you don't need to Archie for that.
It makes it like a much better window. Oh, the bingo drop. Nice.
Bingo trap. Why are we bingo trapping?
5 keys
I
and
don't-
2. 5 keys and 2. Even though from the arb position, it is 100% better to not do that, I would have to guess.
And it also doesn't. I don't think bingo trap even saves time if you're getting all the keys.
I think it does if you're going for keys plus progress, but wait, no.
No,
Maybe from like just a
I'm pretty sure it just doesn't save time.
just let him be base.
Okay, I guess since he's just doing the 1 key plus progress, that works. Yeah, I mean, sure, that works. Now you can just get the other 2 when you come back. But
Oh, it never saves time. Okay.
yeah, it's not fast.
This is
It looks
so
fancy, but it's not a faster. I think it saves time for the seeker kill, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but 1 seeker kill, that just makes sense because the whole checkpoint faster.
Also, that's like the worst seeker kill in the game. So
You're correct. Salt.
anyway, Peel should be getting into late game here first.
We'll see.
He has enough of an.
Don't wait for 5B to not be 5B for 20 seconds, because this gauntlet room is looking just as smooth as any gauntlet room on the planet.
Yes, but like
Oh my! Don't do it.
Salt is in rescue. Rescue is like more 5B than 5B is.
You're correct, but like at this level, not really, because you're not even doing the ultras. You're not. I mean, you are, but like
Salt is. Have you seen these
Salt, no,
drafts?
Salt is, but it's not like the crazy 18 bajillion. Okay, with the pause and the extra time, impossible room versus around 30 seconds of 5B or 5A. Yeah, imagine if they put rescue in 5B. Oof.
God. Yeah, after playing ARB for months, every time I do 5B in bingo and get to mix master, I'm like, wow, this is so much easier.
Okay,
Because
so it's hard
rescue
room
is just a
versus
pain.
last 2 rooms. You see, it's gonna be close. Salt is just.
It will be
so
close.
good.
Peels has had some deaths here. It's made it close, but Peels is
Okay.
getting out first.
And now it's the 5A moment time for Salt in the craziest room of 5A. This is the gauntlet room of 5A, even though every room is the gauntlet room of 5A because it's that difficult. And we're gonna see reflection. What are you getting from reflection?
Reflection cassette. That's what you're getting.
That.
It's a nice fast objective.
And then, do you? I mean, it's just a better blue heart than a lot of the red hearts that you have the option to go for.
Yeah, but you're not really going for 7 hearts yet. I think it's better
I mean,
to prioritize
you're not
just getting
going
into
to,
summit.
but, like, eventually you will.
I think summit is good here.
Salt. Okay, live. Let's go. Okay, that. You could forward grounded ultra. Whoa. Loving these. Peels, like, skip. So now, with those deaths, does he think that he's been out executed there and he's gonna go summit?
I think you go summit
Oh.
regardless. Summit, you get winged, you get binos, you get
What are you looking for? What are you trying to find?
progress towards stuff like 2500 berries. You get seeded eventually. There's just a lot of stuff in summit. That bino does not help you.
Salt's gonna play Spring Collab for 7 winged.
So Salt going back into resort here, doing the other mess order.
Other mess order? I think you just play Pico and go summit here, right? Because now Salt's ahead in the summit by a while. Okay, both sides are cleaning up.
No one is going into summit. Interesting.
No, P also is cleaning up winged, surely.
No, this is cassette. This is for 1B. So for 2A, 2B,
Research
well
after
as
you get winged, Peels.
2B binos and 3.
Peels, I believe in you to restart chapter and go for winged. Okay.
Nope.
No, never mind. We're just gonna see a 1B. And Salt is zooming.
Not doing Pico. Could do Pico right after Towels. That would be
See
optimal.
Salt's hub movement? So good. This is like some out of the way stuff that you need to know. Yeah, Sev, that's why God invented Bingo. Love it. Let's go. Nice. Peel's getting to Contraption. So I think Salt is still going to be ahead into Summit. Because
Well, that assumes they go into Summit, but
where do you go instead?
where do you go instead? They could go B-sides if they don't.
That
If they don't know people.
I mean, you didn't play 5B, so you need to play another B-side, right? You'd have to play. You'd have to play another B-side for like basically everything on the board that is B-side related.
Yeah, but there's a lot of B-side stuff, and they don't know that Peels is doing B-sides. You could also go back and do search keys to get 5 and 2.
And B-sides. Okay, so this is gonna be good. For
This is
Peels.
very good for Peels.
And Salt delaying the mess order.
I think Peels should get 2 and 3 with this next Bino.
Yeah.
Now,
Salt, no.
as Salt, when you see that, what do you think? Because that could mean 1B.
You're not see it. You've played 4, and you've played 1B for 2 binos.
Am I stupid? Yeah, I'm stupid.
No, you're not stupid, but you'd expect them to have that as their like 6th and B side and that stuff, because
I was thinking 5B had 2 binos, but it definitely does not.
You're pulling. Who did that? Where you combine all of the temple to make just temple, and then tick that as 2 and 4.
No, I wasn't even thinking of
It
that. I
was.
was just thinking like B side equals 2 binos because so many of them have 2 binos.
Yep.
1B, 2B, 3B, 6B, 7B all have 2 binos. So anyway, Peel's finishing out 1B here. Is gonna tick to a 2B.
Very
the end,
surprising, like very close. Like 1B Heart Room could be 1B Heart Room. Okay, never mind. Peel's ticking to a 2B.
That is true. 4B does have 2 binos. It also has 2 other binos, but
4B should be for 4 binos and 3.
as Peels now, I think you really have to go into Summit because you win 2 and 3 there as well.
Yeah, Summit. Come on, you're thinking?
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's what I like to see. Okay, so it's only like 20 seconds, and Salt's been really zooming. Pulling up a 215, 225. My bad. Oh no.
Stop saying numbers. Just stop.
Commentator curse. Okay. 229. That's like 220. That's basically 225. So there's around a 35-second. No, you know where you have to go. I mean, even if it is like technically bad, you probably need to go Summit anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't know where they are, so you got to go Summit.
well, you know they just finished a B side.
Yeah, but you were also talking about how you were also claiming that there's other options. So like
For 2 and 3, yes, not for 2A, 2B. You had to be in a B side to finish a B side.
for where you go after. But
Yeah, I mean, sure, you don't know that they're in Summit, but you think it's probably the most likely.
You have to go to Summit as Soul.
I do think you have to get past Summit, yeah, just because of winged and stuff.
Your winged that you've worked hard for and your seated that you've worked hard for would be under stress.
They could,
Oh, no,
but
it's good for 100 berries because there's like 20 quick berries here. You don't need those salt.
um,
Salt wants them, so they're gonna be had. Yep, you were just thinking about it. You were not thinking about it. That's not what you were thinking about.
I mean, Salt would have won. Like Salt had 2 and 2 also, so that could have.
Ooh, you're gonna clean up 7 right here. With 1A, you're gonna go get start. Oh yeah, that's I forgot about the start moment.
Is
with the
this
wing.
1-ups?
Yeah.
Should be 1-ups.
Oh yeah, it's 1-up as well. So
What do
you're
you mean
getting
as well?
you're gonna get 2 things from this.
Oh, winged as well. Yeah, I mean, oh, they're not even going for the 1-up. They just grabbed the first 3 berries. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you just should have done 1-ups while you're there, but this works. And Peels does tick 7 winged.
You mean salt? That was salt.
That is,
Yeah.
in fact, what I meant.
Okay. So what are you thinking? Do you go quick blue hearts because you've dropped so much summit stuff, or are you gonna go summit?
I go Pico here.
Yeah, Pico and then heart cleanup, right? Start berries?
7
Start-
hearts is just 7 hearts is one of those objectives that's like, oh, it's just 7 hearts. That doesn't seem that long, but it's some of those take a while.
you have access to like all the
Especially
blue
'cause
hearts that you
but
have.
you didn't do 5B. You only have 1 B side, so you would need to do like 1 through 6A hearts, and some of those are very slow. 5A is slow.
Yeah, depth is around minute 45.
You don't even have you don't have hollows unlocked or anything, so 6A is like
A minute 45.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. 7 hearts is a very slow
but
objective.
I mean, while you're doing that, and then there's Peels benefits from Salt doing all this extra stuff instead of playing Summit when they had the chance. Why are you getting?
Yeah, I
Is there a
I would
reason
like-
for gems I don't see.
would like to see 1-up here, from someone.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
5A
a,
1-up is difficult.
and not in 5A, just like go back. I mean, going back to 1A or
Oh,
something and doing
yeah.
1-ups. I think that's a value play right now. I think Pico is high value. Like Peels playing Summit here is fine, but also like going far into Summit, you're really not getting much. I think you also want 10 and 4, which I think might be what Salt is going for here.
Yep.
In addition to, oh no, he's going for all berry star to 5A, but
Well, yeah.
it'll help
but
for 10 and 4.
It's 10 and 4. It's 10 and 4 plus getting a free objective. So, let's do a counting exercise. All berries, 10 berries and 4, 7 hearts, Pico, puts you at 11. Plus 3 1-ups, that's 12. 5 keys and 2, that's
I
13.
I think it makes more sense to count it from Peels' side. What is Peels getting from Summit? Getting 2,500 meter berries,
2,500 berries.
4 seeded.
Your
and-
advantage to 6 binos and B-sides. And rock bottom, right? Because you went to 6A?
Summit isn't helping with 6 by. There's no way Peels does 7
No,
Bs for
I'm
6
talking about, I'm
binos
talking
and
about
B-side.
what Peels' advantage to in total.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Summit, and I was like, there's no way that he's doing 7B for 6 binos and B-sides.
Hey,
It's
you
just-
never know. I mean, 7B for both binos is honestly not that bad if you're in 1500 already. 50 seconds for 0M, 50 seconds for both binos. 140 for 2 binos and B-sides is quite good.
7B is the fastest 2 binos. There's no way it's faster than 6B.
It's not faster than 6B. 6B would be
6B is definitely
like a
faster.
minute flat,
Especially because you already have the cassette.
but 6B is very difficult. Chasm for what are we seeing here?
Okay.
10 and
Just
4.
10 and 4, yeah.
So does salt, like, I know it's a really stupid thing to call it out here, but does salt get 100 berries, or is it like you're not gonna know until someone's at 99?
No, I don't expect to see players going for berries for a long
I'm
time
saying, like,
once it gets done for.
So 5 keys and 2, 3 1-ups, 10 berries and 4. That's only 5, but you're at 8 right now, so that's 13. And then Peels needs to get like some random things that they are not advantaged to in Gravel's Power Source and 100 berries to be able to contest Salt.
Yeah, Peels is just playing too much Summit here. I think Summit was a good play, but you just needed to like dip in, signal your progress, and then go contest other stuff because this is too much time to commit to Summit.
Salt has played this incredibly well.
Just finishing up 10 and 4 here in Resort.
Yep.
And then it's going to be at 9, and then
Do you just call GG? I mean,
No,
you
no.
have no idea. You have no idea what they're advantage to. I think Salt needs to go get 7 before Peels decides to go do that.
7
Oops,
hearts?
they
No, I
realized-
disagree. 7 hearts is bait.
Well, take one side's going. Well, what does Salt? No, Salt needs an extra thing that they're not advantaged to now. Oh, RTM?
They're getting 10 and 4 here. They get you go for Pico, and then you go
Gravis Power Source, which you have no idea if they're there or not.
Power Source. There's 1-ups. Someone needs to do 1-ups. 3 1-ups not still be on the board.
Yeah, Salt needs to do 1-ups like now. It just takes a while, and you could build for other stuff.
There aren't really
Actually.
many shorter B-sides. 5B doesn't.
No, 3 1-ups is not the bait objective, Sev.
3 1-ups is like you can do 3 1-ups in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. For
Okay, not 30
for
seconds.
2A
It's like 45 seconds.
For 2A, you could do it in like
I was thinking
a
1A.
minute
But
pretty safely. Is Peels doing 4A 1-up, or are they just like being safe on this berry?
no, this is. How would this be a 1-up? This is just how you get the berries.
You never know about Shrine. You could totally turn that into a 1-up. Honestly, 1A is really bad for 1-ups compared to 2A. Honestly,
It's not. It's really not.
it's like it's worse. I don't know how to
It is
explain it. It's just
liter-
harder. Okay.
What? It's faster and it's like not harder.
I don't know. You have to go. You have to either go to the heart or you have to go to crossing 4 and then to that side route.
What? No, you don't have to do either. You get
For 3?
for 3 1-ups, you just get all 6 start berries and the first June crossing.
Oh yeah. Oh, why is my brain small? I guess I've been playing more 15 up than 3 up.
15 up.
Yeah,
That sounds like something Reed would play.
it is. Ooh, what were you thinking there, Salt? Don't down dash too early. You got it. What is the berry you're missing as Salt for 3?
Several.
I guess this one?
Or yeah, this one works.
Okay. 10 berries and 4 and 3 1-ups. Please tick. Did you only get 2?
I think that was only 2. Yeah. Where can I find the bingo cards? So the site we use is called bingosync.com. And then in Bingo Cord, the generator is pinned in Bingo General.
Yep.
So it's not set
Yeah,
cards.
really
It's
Bingo
randomly generated from a list of objectives. So there are a million possible seeds. Or technically more than that, but Bingo Sync only generates randomly from a million of them.
Okay, Salt picks up their 4th 1-up for ticking 3 1-ups, and then
No, I think they only had 2. I think they only had 7 berries in 2A.
I don't know if Seb's lying to me or not. Okay, so where are we going now? We're gonna finish up 5 keys in 2?
I think
Or-
5 keys and 2 is probably
Or
value.
like literally anything
No,
else?
Pico. It's Pico right now.
It's Pico.
It's 5 berries in Pico is
It's
literally like.
it's absolutely Pico, but like, just watch. Nope.
Please go to Pico.
Come on.
Please go to Pico.
Come on.
How's nobody going to Pico?
Oh, Pico.
Yo,
Mess.
that's not mess.
It was so close.
Oh,
You're RTMing.
Miss menu.
Pico. It's Pico. Oh, yes. Okay. Congratulations, Owen.
Finally.
It's been Pico for, yeah.
Yes, it
you're
has.
right. It's
5
been Pico
berries
for like
takes
20
like
minutes.
yeah, 5 berries in Pico takes like no time. It's the shortest Pico objective. It takes like 25 seconds once you get, or maybe a little bit more than that. But
It's not
like
25. 25 seconds is the amount of time it takes to get into Pico.
No, I meant like once you get into Pico.
Oh, yeah, even that, it's like,
It might be a little more, but it's
you have
not.
to get to 900, I think. Or it might be 700.
I don't know. I don't
It's
actually know
3,
like the
4,
Pico
5.
room numbers.
It's 7.
I know Pico strats, but I don't actually know which room is which.
Yeah, it's to 7 if you grab all. I think I might skip the 1 in 400 because I don't like it.
Is it common? I mean, I don't know what's common knowledge among beginners, but it's in the rules. People do it all the
Yeah.
time in matches. Like
I think people have asked if each individual 1-up, or if it has to be individual or not. It doesn't. Yeah, I think you probably realize once you realize how terrible it would be to have to get a 1-up individually 3 times. Okay, so we see 11 from Salt, and they need to clean up 2 things right now. You're gonna get You're gonna get 5 keys in 2, and you're getting the heart here.
I would rather see Grail's power source than 7 hearts, but
You're right on that. You're absolutely right on that. But that's
because your
that's maybe
opponent
something
has
that's
2
also
B-sides, so they have the advantage toward hearts potentially.
But like, if you lose 7 hearts, you just quit out immediately, and you go to.
I mean, really, it
Power
doesn't matter. When it's like 12-7, you can do whatever. But
yeah, this is gonna be a pretty dominant match. I don't know if I could say dominant win yet, because it's bingo. But it's
I
looking
think-
pretty dominant, and I don't think PLS is gonna have the time to go for 7.
yeah, this match, Peels did a better, obviously better than last match in terms of keeping up. Had some good routing early on. I think Salt's execution advantage just ended up being a little bit too much. Which does happen sometimes. You know, it's bingo. Like, we talk a lot about how important routing is, but execution does matter sometimes. Struggling with the seeded here. I hate the seeded berry.
It's true. The speedrun strat doesn't make it any better.
Oh yeah, the speedrun strat is definitely worse. It's faster.
Whoa, wait, what did Salt just tick something?
Heels ticked seeded.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be 8 to 13. You're going to search for your final key. Ooh. Wait, this could be really close now. Oh, never mind. They're just pausing to tick. Yeah, it's also just really difficult because I think throughout this match you've just realized that you've had a way harder time trying to contest an execution. That's the wrong key. You're going to bingo drop key.
Oh, it's just the wrong key.
This is bingo drop key.
That's honestly incredible.
Gotta love that.
Wait,
they know
I've
how to
been
do
here
They
before.
know how to do the optimal bingo. Yep,
Okay,
they've
you
just
realized.
realized.
At this point, like, just restart chapter. I think it's faster than
Yeah,
trying to get out of here.
probably. Especially, yep.
Yeah, there you go.
You saw that room and you're just like, wait a second, I don't want to be here anymore.
This is a berry, not a key. But good berry, good strat.
Yep. Just flexing that they know
You
so
gotta go down
much.
here.
That's all you need, and then you could just straight up you could just RTM after this one.
No, they still need the right side one, right?
No, they've gone all of them. They did it in 4 separate stints of entering.
Honestly, incredible. And they take 5 keys in 2.
Did they get 3A cassette?
Did they get the key in 3A? I don't actually know. Someone's gotta go check the tapes.
They're searching. They
Yo,
got
we'll
they
check.
got 3A cassette. They got.
Oh, they
3A
have
cassette
3A
for the-
cassette, yeah. They have Resort. Resort cassette is literally on the board in
Oh
purple.
my god, we can only count to 12. Wait, why
We're
are you
so
doing
blind.
6A? Oh, 7 hearts. 7 hearts.
7 hearts, yeah. You have to for 7 hearts. But you also still need 5A heart. Like, I really do think Power Source is just better, but it doesn't matter.
Power Source might still be slower after you need to go into 5A for the key. Because then it was only 45 seconds. And then this is going to be Salt going for the zoom strat. The setup lists make it harder than a 2-frame because Lake Skip is so... Lake Skip is so Celeste, actually. No, it's not for Reach Rock Bottom. Because you know your opponents have gotten Reflection Cassette from.
Lake Skip is one of the strats of all time.
It's so Celeste. Wait, is Pios gonna... Pios is gonna take 7 hearts here. Like, it's scary close.
Well, how many blue hearts does Peels have? I don't think Peels has enough blue hearts. Like, this will be their 3rd B-side.
Yeah, I think you have to go play A-side for A-side hearts. Also, shout out to this. If you only need the heart, getting to the feather on the other side and going up is quicker. Unless it's like half stamina climbing for tasks, but like, no thanks. IGN guide, let's go.
Even then, it's faster for Task to go up the right side. I believe.
Task goes right. Oh,
Well, Task doesn't. I don't think there is a task that like just gets the blue heart without the cassette, but
well, we'll see.
but I believe it is still faster for Task to do right
Okay.
side.
You are just missing 2A. Wait, is it Pios' 7th?
No, I don't think Peels has enough blue hearts.
Okay, because that would be incredibly content if it was a walkout to 7 hearts from Pios to keep the game alive. Okay,
And
that
that is
is the
GG.
game.
Congratulations to our winner, Salt.
Salt, that was incredibly impressive.
Huge GGs to all the players in this tournament. We saw lots of great
Yeah.
matches. Very good beginner binge. We can do some promo here. Join the Discord if you want to play bingo. There's lots of casual bingo that goes on, as well as occasional other events. There is a Twitter. There is a YouTube, which will have VODs of this binge at some point once they get uploaded. Take a bit. Let's see, what else can we shout out? Shout out to all the players.
Yep.
Go follow them.
Shout out Flying for restreaming.
Shout out to Flying for restreaming.
Shout
Absolutely.
out every single organizer, commentator, just
And-
everyone, even the chatters. Hi, chat.
And shout outs to Intermediate Binge, which will be 3 weeks from today.
Do you want to just
Or
get the
3 weeks
dates
from
up?
yesterday. So, what did you say?
Let's get the dates up. It is October 22nd, October 23rd for the 2 days for those.
Yep.
Currently, things could change, but probably not.
I think that one's pretty set in stone.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thanks everyone for watching.
everyone.
And oh,